and I'm feeling very blessed today. My neighbor who moved like a year ago, uh, beautiful Bavarian lady, and her husband sent us over some homemade sauerkraut and pork. And I mean, it's great when you can be friends with a neighbor, and then even though they move, you can keep being friends with them. I really like that. And I don't, I think I can speak for myself and my wife when I say we miss them. Not that our new neighbors are bad, they're not by any means, they're not bad at all, but, uh, you know, Eli was ex military, and, so he and I could talk shit. And my wife and her wife got along like besties right off the bat. So, yeah, wish she never had to move. But the LBC, DM Bloodworth, that's Long Beach, California. I'm not trying to say you're not hip or anything, brother, but that's like a line from a Snoop Dogg song. You know, it's basically with so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop D-O double G. It's like, but somehow, some way, I keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. I'm probably messing the lyrics up, but yeah, that's all. How are you doing? I got my Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan miniature painted up, and I made sure to make him really tan, so he looks weathered, and like leathery. And Shadow will be happy because he's got black hair. So, one less thing for Shadow to bitch about. And I've got this Caraman figure, but I've done a lot of work on him. I've changed his weapon out and stuff like that. So, um, yeah. Yeah, I figured. Which I don't know if you've watched it, but I did watch Double D's thing, and I watched a 6-minute thing about Zach being an ass. Well, he wasn't saying it; his guest was, and I'm like, well, yeah, that sounds about right. I used to talk to Zach a lot, and yeah, that sounds about right. It's like you can't take away from the fact that yes, he's a creative guy. That's a fact. But at the same time, he's the kind of guy that if you had to be around him too much, you would definitely want to like pull a Stone Cold Steve Stunner on his ass or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I know one time he was walking around somewhere and he had a shirt that said Jesus Christ is a, uh, you know, let's just say it rhymes with hunt. Hey Shadow, how you doing? Happy New Yeah. Well, it's my brother's birthday today. I'm hoping he's going to drop in and say hi. But anyone else, I mean, the link's there. So, but anyway, I don't know if I can't say how I would react 100%, but I feel like I would be pretty pissed off if I went somewhere and some ratty, skinny little guy was sitting there with a shirt that was blatantly attacking, a core belief of mine. I don't know. I'm not saying I would do anything, but I'm not saying I would do anything. Chilling with the fam. Well, that's more important. That's more important than chilling out with me because I'm not really doing anything that important. Oh, somebody joined. Oh, Timmy, of course. See, the whole world can stop joining my my streams, and it won't matter because I will always have Timmy. Timmy, tell me what's good.
Oh, nothing much. Just I've been actually being able to watch one of my favorite shows because they're starting to redub it in English again.
Oh, we're going to talk about anime then.
Detective Conan.
Is that an anime?
Yep,
So I was right.
one of my favorites because it's a detective anime for the most part. It is kind of also becoming more of a superhero anime, kind of, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather you be watching that than like surfing the web looking up hentai or whatever it's called.
Uh,
You don't need any of that tentacle stuff. It's not good
no,
for you, brother. You're
I,
still
I
a
went
young
to
lad.
I went to Netflix and thought I wouldn't have to worry about that. It turns out I'm wrong.
Yeah. Uh, I do have to say one thing. We did put a step stool next to the bed so that the wife can actually easily get into it.
Nice.
And I have had the best couple of nights sleep since we changed out the mattress. Oh my God. It's like I wake up in the morning, jump out of bed, nothing hurts. You know? Yeah, I mean, nothing new hurts. Some things are always going to hurt. You know, my neck is full of titanium, so that's just how it's going to be. But oh man, I love it. I love because she had one of those water beds that had like the tubes of water on the inside of it, like a weird thing.
Hmm, that's
I hated that.
weird.
I hated it. It's
I
probably it probably when it was new was worth a shit ton of money.
hmm,
No doubt. You know what I mean? Because you know how I don't know. It's like there was an era not that long ago when people were just like freaking out about water beds.
yeah, there was that moment. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was like wanting a water bed. Me, I was just, wanting a place to sleep that wasn't gonna. Now, I had a water bed when I was married to my first wife. This Navion got him, Bratan. Yeah, hey, look at this guy. So, um, he's calling me his friend too, Bratan. Yeah, good New Year's to you too, brother, uh, comrade. Actually, Breton is closer than comrade. Comrade is like you'd say to a fellow soldier, but Breton is like part of the crew almost. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But anyway, good to see you, brother. I hope everything's good over there in the frozen east. Hope you guys are doing okay. It's pretty interesting reading in my thing the other day that uh, there were Russian units, but I guess they were like mostly from Altai Mountain region and whatever. And they pulled cavalry charges into Ukrainian lines. It's like the first time since like World War II. You know, you've got like troops on horseback doing shit. I was like, man. Yeah, 26. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe. I'll tell you what, 25, honestly, I'm glad it's over because my 25 was nonstop. I mean, a lot of it was good and some of it was bad, but it was nonstop. There was no time to rest. I mean, those of you who've been with me for a while, you'll know how like I'd be gone for like a week, back, gone. It's like just nonstop bullshit that had to be dealt with, though. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And but like I was saying earlier, Timmy, my old neighbor, she's a lady from Bavaria that married a GI. They moved like a year plus ago, but she brought me homemade sauerkraut with German style pork and mushroom gravy, and you
Sounds
know,
nice.
oh yeah, man. Because me and the wife were sitting here like we've totally got empty nest syndrome now. You know, like the daughters are all gone. They have daughters. You know what I mean? And like no one's visiting, and everyone's moved far away.
Ooh.
except for the members of my family who wouldn't visit if they were neighbors. Uh, Not because they don't love me, because they will send me messages telling me how much they love me all the time. But don't expect one of them to actually get in a car and drive and visit you. That's not going to happen.
That's
You
sad.
know, that's just, I guess they get home from work, they're tired, they don't want to be bothered. Every one of my relatives has at least 2 or 3 kids.
I
So,
mean, I visited my papa when he was alive. I miss him a lot, though.
yeah, but you didn't have a wife and 3 kids.
Fair.
Once you got a wife and 3 kids to deal with after getting home from 10 hours working at the motor shop or whatever the hell, it's like, I don't want to go anywhere. What's up, Cody? Well, I was having a mediocre New Year, and then my German friend brought us over some homemade sauerkraut and pork and mushroom gravy and stuff. So it went from mediocre to excellent New Year.
Then again, my parents were the one that took us, so.
A lot of that in Kentucky,
And,
bro.
and the great grandkids, too.
Yeah, a lot of that in Kentucky. Did your parents get like on meth or go to prison or something?
Nope.
Because all the ones I know whose grandparents are raising grandchildren, it's because like
They weren't
single
raising. You
mom
can see
got
it.
on meth, went to prison. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
at that point, you're just like, well, thank God. Yeah. She's from Bavaria. She's an excellent cook. So I'm not trying to say that's the way it is for you, but we're like in the little area I live in, I know at least 3 people raising their grandchildren, and every single one, she got knocked up outside of wedlock, was doing a bunch of drugs, may or may not be in prison or dead. And it's like, okay,
Well, weird tangent, but have you heard how Harlan Sanders' marital life was like with his kids?
Are you talking about the Colonel?
Yeah.
Are you getting ready to talk bad about the Colonel?
No, but it is a little bit of a crazy story.
Okay, let's hear what the Colonel had going on.
Well, first of all, his wife wanted a divorce after he was cheating on her, and he didn't like that she was going to get the kids, so he hid at at her parents' house, waiting for them to come out to kidnap them.
Kidnap his own kids?
He was going to, and then he was waiting for so long, he decided to just go up there and knock on the door. His grandparents opened it up and just invited him in. And then they just, after a little bit of just sitting there awkwardly, his wife was like, "You're coming back." So it went from her going to get a divorce with him to him coming back to her.
Well, I mean, that must have been back in the 50s and stuff, and like divorces were just not a thing back then.
Yeah.
But I don't know how your wife does cornbread, so I'll hold I have reservations about that. But a big steaming bowl of good gumbo, yeah, I could definitely go for that every day, twice on Sunday, like for breakfast and dinner. I have a weird thing with cornbread, and it's just the way I was raised. And I don't mean any ill will to anyone when I say this, but if it's sweet, I don't want it. I like my cornbread to be rough and gritty and not at all sweet, salty and buttery, and preferably cooked in a cast iron skillet at high temperature. So, but then again, that's how my grandma would do it. She'd throw some butter or lard in a cast iron skillet and get it nice and hot, and then she'd pour the cornbread mix in, and it would be sizzling in this freaking fat filled skillet, right? And she'd put it in the oven at like 350 for however long, and it would come out, and the top would be this beautiful like golden brown color. And it would have a nice, almost chocolate brown, crispy crust all the way on the bottom. And then you just take a big square of that and drop it in your bowl with some pinto bean soup. Maybe throw some mustard greens in there. Oh yeah, man.
Yep. If anything, you always eat whatever your grandma makes. It's going to be good.
Well, we lived with grandma for a minute until, things worked out when I was very young. And my grandma, the one I'm talking about, because I had two.
Mhm.
Uh oh. I had a grandma who literally fried everything we ate, and I had a grandma that boiled everything we ate. And they were both 100% born and raised within 50 miles of each other. So I can't even blame that on like some kind of cultural thing or something.
It's,
They were
it's just
they were 100% hillbillies from the exact same region. Texas gal. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have had cornbread where somebody diced up a little bit of jalapeno and put in there. Some of those jalapenos. It's pretty good. But even that was the more coarse, not sweet cornbread.
mm,
And it had some of those jalapeno peppers in there. Boy, that was all right. But my wife doesn't cook cornbread because she bakes everything else though. She bakes like the best cookies, muffins, cakes, doesn't matter. She can bake anything, but she just don't bother with cornbread. James L. How you doing, brother? Uh, okay, now James L. Explain to me how there could be a Great Depression in a place that don't really exist. Like you ate a lot of offal. Why didn't you just go out in the outback and get iguana, right? Like the Aborigine guy said in the movie, tastes like shit, but you can live on it, right?
mm.
I mean, can you eat a kangaroo?
I bet you could. Just don't know how it would taste.
Yeah, but you got to ask these questions when you're talking about the mystical realm of Australia because you never know if like something's just poisonous. It might look like, oh yeah, that looks kind of like a deer type thing. We should be able to eat it. And then you eat it and you bleed out and die. Like it's got a chemical in it that just makes you burst a flame or something.
Diseased animals that you shouldn't eat.
Yeah. I mean, you got, you know,
Nice steak, low fat, high in iron. Bit tough.
well, that high iron, bit tough. Don't be Ramo Ramo. um, well, when you say offal, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you mean like a lot of liver, kidney, stuff like that. And honestly, I didn't grow up in the middle of any depression, but my family ate all that. Like when we slaughtered a pig, you damn right, we threw nothing away, nothing. What they used to say about it, from the tail to the squill or some shit. That's what got ate. Usually, because it wasn't our pig, we would actually have to let the people who owned the pig pick the parts they want, and they would typically pick all the best parts,
Mexicans were a
and
lot
then
like that
we would
too.
get the rest of the pig.
Yeah.
Oh, tripe! I've had stomach soup. Yeah, tripe soup.
Mexicans are a lot like that too. They'll throw everything, especially in a chicken, into a soup.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we don't throw anything away. I've ate tripe. I've ate black pudding or blood pudding, blood sausages.
Back when I was in high school, our Spanish teacher, he talked about having to go over to, like, he'd do missions down south in Mexico. He'd usually eat anything they gave him, even if he didn't like it, because it's just the nice thing to do. But there was
Right.
one thing where he was just like, I can't do it. And it was because it was like the soup of chicken. He hates chicken for some reason. I'm like, how do you hate chicken?
Yeah. How do you hate chicken? Literally everything else on this planet tastes like it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway, he like saw the soup and like the claw of a chicken was like floating in the broth.
dude, my grandma used to make freaking chick. She used to eat chicken feet like it was her damn job.
Yeah.
And honestly, supposedly, it's really good for you because of all of the freaking whatever it's called that makes your lips feel like really like you're wearing like a
Yeah, again, to me, this wouldn't seem too out of
lipstick.
the ordinary.
I
I
forget
probably eat
what
it.
it's called, but like pig feet and chicken feet got a ton of it.
Yeah, and again, I'd probably eat it. It's just like he, for some reason, did not like chicken that
That
bad.
was like a weird thing. It was like the only one in the house that ever ate chicken feet was my grandma. That was her thing. Like if she was cooking chicken, she ate the feet. That would, and she'd eat the neck too. But then she would give the big piece to the grandpa, and then the rest of us would get whatever. I've had escargot, and to be perfectly honest, when I had it, just tasted like garlic butter and kind of chewy. Happy
Not
New
too
Year's to you
appetizing
too,
myself.
Daniel Berry. So I mean, it's like once you get over the fact that you're eating a snail, it's not a big deal. It's like
Weirdest
okay,
thing I've tried was octopus.
yeah, I won't eat an octopus.
No, it wasn't a good idea. Or was
Well,
it squid?
they're too
Maybe it's
smart.
squid. It might have been squid actually. Yeah,
Okay,
it was
squid
squid.
I will eat because they're stupid as bricks.
Sorry, I
So
mistaken it.
calamari,
It was squid.
I don't mind eating calamari because squids, cuttlefish, they're dumber than rocks, right? But octopus, they're way too smart to be eaten, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is, it was basically raw and it tasted like you were eating like cold rubber.
What? Ooh, I can't even imagine what the when I eat calamari, it's at the Greek restaurant and it's deep fried,
This was
battered,
a Japanese restaurant.
served with like freaking what's it peppers
Yeah,
and
yeah, this was a Japanese restaurant.
yeah, that's where you
It was
messed up, man.
calamari. Yeah, I know.
I go to the Japanese restaurant, I order an eel roll or dragon roll or black dragon roll, whatever, because I do love eel. And then after that, maybe grab some shrimp tempura or something, but I don't get real crazy with it,
Nope,
you know.
I learned my lesson after that.
Now, Haas, that guy, like he'll eat anything at the Japanese restaurant, like half fried baby seal ass, uh, soup made from a whale's blowhole. He don't care, man. It's like he's just gonna be down, you know. But yeah, I've pretty much ate just about everything that ever was on a pig, except like its penis or something. Even though in China, I guess deer penis is like a real delicacy. They call it torpedo soup. It's supposed to like help cure some diseases and shit.
I don't trust the Chinese on that. They say a lot of things I don't believe.
Yeah, it's supposed to make you strong like bull. And I'm all like, I don't think I need to be that strong.
They like to eat bats. Why should we care?
Yeah. Eating a bat, that's like basically the same thing as eating a rat, except it flies and is
Yeah.
more likely to have rabies.
Yes, exactly.
So, and I've seen way too many movies where the whole zombie outbreak isn't actually like, the wrath of God or something. It's like some kind of
Rabies.
effed up rabies.
Yep, hyper rabies.
So, experimenting with some solo role play, nice. Warhammer Fantasy 1E, nice. I love 1E, but I
I'll be
am
right
lucky,
back.
baby. I'm super. LBC is Long Beach, California. How you doing, William Silva? I'm super lucky that I own second edition and not all, but a lot of the books. Which, in my opinion, even though I do have fourth edition and I'm probably going to sell it, is second edition was always the better edition, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. Some people will argue. Some people will argue. I mean, first edition was a great edition, and second edition took everything that made first edition so awesome and just cranked it up to make it even more awesome. So, and straighten a few things out. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan. Even though the guy who was responsible for making second edition is an absolute dirtbag. Chris Pramus, the Green Ronin guy, that guy is terrible, man. Or at least he was back in the day on Twitter. He was one of those guys. And it was just like, whatever, dude. He'd always be like, if you voted Republican, I don't even want you to buy my games, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, shut up. Yeah, that's I don't know, Sova, William, what your song and music preferences are, but a long, long time ago, Snoop Dogg came out with a song called Snoop Dogg. And one of the lyrics was, with so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop, D-O-double-G, you know? But somehow, some way, I keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. And that was kind of the thing, you know? And that's the one where they lifted the Bow Wow Wow from Parliament Funkadelic. So they're like bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay, which that's definitely Parliament Funkadelic. Why must
Okay,
I chase the cat?
I'm back.
I didn't know you were gone.
I had to take my nephew to the trailer.
That's sad. I need to start paying more attention to you.
He decided to run out the door without me.
He was ready to go, huh?
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Well, kids, it's yeah. I had the nephew and the niece over. They went on some big like week-long cruise, and then they came back and we hung out and played Cosmic Encounters. And then they went back home, and I think I told you, like, everyone in my daughter's house is sick, which is understandable because she's got a kid in daycare. So, and then if you're wondering what the meaning is, there is no meaning.
I'm gonna guess it's not one of those Somali ones, is it?
I mean, there's obviously a meaning to life. I'm not trying to be like super narcissist over here, but no, sometimes I just title these live streams whatever comes to mind. I don't want to talk about the Somalis.
Okay.
You know, I know, we all know. There's nothing more to be said. Denaturalize, deport. Hell, I wouldn't even care if they just put them up against the wall and shot them. But yeah, I don't want to talk about them.
I was just making a joke anyway.
I know, but everybody on the planet knows my opinion. So it's like, ugh. Wow, 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 yippee, yo, yippee. Why must I chase the cat? No, but the dog and me. That's right. I got these right here, boy. You know what these are good for?
I don't know. I can barely tell what it is.
You can barely tell what that is. Come on, just from the basic outline, you should know what that is.
Yeah, I know, but it's a little blurry.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, there it goes. Armored dog.
Yeah, you know what they're good for?
What?
Killing Conan's dad.
Oh, more of that, I guess.
You've never seen Conan the Barbarian?
Not really. I've seen a clip or two. That's about it.
Dude, when they raid the village, Conan's dad is like whipping the shit out of them. And then one of the dudes who's got all the dogs or something, he's like, get him. And you just see the dogs, rah. and they're all like they look like Rottweilers, but they all got like the leather spiked armor, and they jump him and kill his ass. Like literally, they run up on him and kill him. I was like, okay, so yeah, I have to have like a pack of those just in case the players want to act up on somebody, and they got like 4 freaking war dogs with them. Be like, all right, let's do this. Let's make it happen. But can't believe the number of people that I talk to so regularly that have never seen Conan the Barbarian. It's like, what's wrong with you people?
At least I'm not opposed to it, like Shadow.
Yeah, well, Shadow, I don't know what Shadow's got going on in his life.
He just has this behemoth hatred of it. It's like, jeez.
Yeah. I think he only does that because, like, he's a hipster. Hell yeah, a wizard with a pack of war dogs, that would be good, man. Hang back with your staff, sicking dogs on anything that comes near you. That's a good idea, man.
Yeah, that is. I might steal that later.
Especially when back in the day, a level 1 wizard could literally be killed by a cat.
True.
You know, because the cat got 3 attacks for like 1 die 2, 1 die 2, 1 die 4, or some shit. So depending on if the cat hit all the time and what it rolled on damage, and you're a wizard with like say 5 hit points max, yeah, a cat could take your ass right out. That'd just
That's
be the end
sad.
of you. Yeah, and you're standing there with your armor class 10 or 9 while this cat's just getting all on your ass, man. Just getting all on it. Wow. And I just finished painting up packs of cats, which are called clouders. Apparently, a big grouping of cats is a clouder. So, can you imagine being a first level wizard and getting attacked by a clouder of cats? Yeah, you'd just be dead. There wouldn't even be anything to talk about. It'd just be, yeah, you're dead. Coco, what is up, homie? My friend from the Great White North.
Talking about that, there was that one thing I wish I could have gotten, but I know I can't because I'm a cleric.
Then why are you worried about it?
I mean, it was cool. I didn't think about it until
you know what I wish?
What?
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her.
I think I'm already tall enough, 6'1".
Yeah, that's from a rapper named Skilo, and he was like, I don't know, 5'4". And he was complaining because the girl that he wanted to date, they only dated like the really tall guys. So another one that's really good, Echo. I don't know if you guys done it. I don't know if either of you care for it, but Chaosium has put out a ton of solo adventures for Call of Cthulhu. Like a ton. I own like 6 of them. And they're kind of like choose your own adventure, but you have an actual character and you have to make rolls and keep track of whether you're going nuts or not and all that sort of thing. So ultimately, it's really kind of cool. You know what I mean?
A little bit better than just a choose your own adventure, I'd say.
Well, yeah. Even though the ones that the old geek does are they're pretty fun. But those ones, they're just dice 6, and whatever. And what I'm talking about is like a full-blown Call of Cthulhu adventure.
But you can play it solo.
Yeah.
I'm
sure that any DM worth his salt could convert it over to be playable with a group, though. Pretty easy.
Well, the thing about that is wizards get really powerful once you get them up in level. It's just they start off really weak. Oh, we lost James. Yep, there he goes.
Started out.
Tunnels and Trolls. Ton of those.
Solo.
I don't think we're back yet.
Games, but
This is awkward.
The arena bit where you arena plus stats versus your opponents, and then depending on who beat who would determine, the actual outcomes and stuff. So it wasn't a difficult game.
Yeah, you're finally back.
Oh, I thought I was already back. But...
Nope, you were kind of really freezing up. Now you're fine.
Oh, I was just saying Tunnels and Trolls seemed like it was almost invented for solo first and then group play secondarily.
Fair enough.
It had a ton of solo stuff. A ton. And then it had the arena part where you literally would randomly create warriors and like duke it out in an arena on like this, and it was hexes instead of squares, and yeah. So Iron Sworn is good for solo play. Pathfinder 2e if you like the tactical play. I mean, if somebody is really serious about it, I think pretty much about any game. I mean, let's be honest. Classic Traveler, I know a lot of dudes back in the day that played Classic Traveler solo. Because, I mean, you make the crew of a ship, you got the ship, and then you just spend time traveling around from star system to system trying to do trades and stuff and not get killed by Zodani or pirates or whatever, right? And you could literally have a whole campaign of just that. The crew of the March Harrier or whatever. That could be the whole purpose of everything. And
it makes me think of Uncharted Waters, but sci-fi.
Yeah. And with the Classic Traveler, I don't know about Mongoose Traveler. I haven't looked into it as much. It had charts for literally everything. So when you entered a star system, it had charts you could roll on to see if there was anything aggressive in the star system or any other kind of thing,
Oh yeah, James. Like I was saying, Bubba introduced a lot of these really cool, these two really cool ice snakes. I'm like, I wish I could have that as a familiar. I was thinking about that because in RuneQuest,
you're not a wizard. You don't get familiars.
Yeah, I know. But in RuneQuest, everybody could get this spell called Find Familiar, and what it does is you can look at a creature and go, "You're my familiar now." Most any creature, really.
And the creature's like, "Fuck you, brother."
Well, I could if you failed, but if not, hey, you got a familiar now.
The creature's like, "I'm an otter, bro. I don't listen." TNT, yeah. And see, the way I remember it, which could be totally wrong, but I remember D&D, and the second game I was introduced to after D&D was Tunnels and Trolls. And when I was young, I didn't much care for it near as much as I did D&D. And then like the third game I was introduced to was like not Shadowrun, Star Frontiers. Which, I mean, me and my brother, boy, we played a shit ton of Star Frontiers. Like that was our jam for a long time. And we were talking about just the other day, I think Cody mentioned like there being some rules issues, which is absolutely true. He's not lying about that. But, with a little bit of work, you can definitely Oh no, it was DM Bloodworth that was talking about with a little bit of DM loving and stealing some stuff from other games. You could definitely hook it up, or just start the characters out with like 4 skills or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they get the 2 PSAs, but then they can pick like 2 bonus skills. So that could help, I guess. So yeah. Oh
Also, I
man,
think Bubba's had a little bit of an issue with people who are very, very impatient.
people need to be patient.
I know, but the reason why I say that is because he was surprised that we didn't ask anything about our house that we've been working on. It's like, well, of course, we barely. It's been like a few hours in the game. There's not really much to say other than, they're working on it.
If I ever get the chance to move back up north, which I'm just waiting on my wife to say we can. So either she retires or just decides she's going to move and work remote, because she could do that. I am going to, at some point, definitely work out a meeting with Bubba. And I don't know if Shadow's in the chat or not. He's probably not. But Shadow, you got some splaining to do, because I went and checked something you told me about, and I couldn't find any evidence to what you told me about. And so basically what I'm saying is I need help. But yeah. Yeah, that's true, though, about the tunnels and trolls. To reiterate on that, I mean, we all know that everyone who worked at TSR was basically a war gamer first.
Yeah.
That was kind of what they all did. They played war games, and then D&D grew out of that. Whereas Tunnels and Trolls, I don't know what that guy was up to, but I do like his version of Magic Missile was "Take That, You Fiend" or some shit like that.
Take that, you fiend.
Yeah, like it had a cool name instead of just Magic Missile. It was like "Take That, You Fiend." So you guys are building a house. Why?
We want a place to store our stuff and go to.
Are you
To
going to
live.
hire guards to like guard the house?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I mean, being adventurers, people
People
of
are gonna want.
untrustworthy character might, be like, they got money and treasure and stuff, right?
Yep.
And the
I'll
next thing you
probably
know, as soon as you leave, there's like a mob of bandits in the house taking a dump on your couch. Freaking.
I'll probably will put my current companion in charge of being in the lead of the guards. I think having a good ranger as the lead of the guards would be nice.
Yeah. Iron Sworn, good.
But yeah, it would be nice to have a place to go to and store our money without having to put it in a bank.
You guys went to the Haas school of playing role-playing games. Like every game we play, especially if he plays a dwarf, at some point he will become a slumlord.
No, we're not really being a
It's
slumlord.
just like a thing with him. Bandits, yeah. The bandits are all peeing on your rug. They eat all your food, drink all the beer, freaking take your treasure, take your favorite underwear.
That's an issue, because if anything, that means that they'd be hunted down by a cliff rom, and that's not going to be bueno for them.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it depends if you catch them. That's the problem with thieves is some of them are really good at running. Yeah. I mean, the leader of the band of bandits could be named Rick James. And he wants you to know, you group of adventurers, F your couch. You can buy a new one.
They'll be hunting them down till the ends of the earth. There's no hiding from me.
Yeah, and if you do catch him, he's going to be like, they should have never gave that cleric money. It'll be like telling people, darkness is spreading, y'all. Darkness is spreading.
I'll be like,
I don't know if Bubba would go
I
that
am
far
the
with the
law.
joke, but
Yeah. I'd be like,
but
I
yeah,
am
you guys
law.
come home and like your brand new leather couch is just all scuffed to shit with muddy boot prints. Just like, why? You know, like it's not bad enough you come in here and steal all of our shit, but you gotta wreck our couch. That's just like being mean on like a whole nother level, you know? It's like, why would you do that?
Saloning the shit and being like, I am the law.
Right? So you have a cleric of Crom?
Yeah.
So do you have to go to your altar once a year and help kill 1/10 of all the children born in the land?
No, not that kind of Crom. I think that's the.
Oh.
I think you're thinking of the Conan universe Crom.
Yeah, no. I'm thinking of the real universe, Ireland.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah,
this is
every
like a.
year, the ancient Celts would meet at the altar of Crom, and they would draw stones for each child that had been born that year, and 1/10 of the children would be killed by having their skulls bashed in against the altar.
This is
But
more
then
of a.
Saint Patrick showed up and like smacked that idol, and it went to hell. Basically, is the story. So yeah, the Celtic god Crom Cruach is not a good god at all.
Oh, this is a chaotic. In Bubba's game, it's a chaotic good god of war. You're just out for a good fight, but really.
In Hyperborea, they have the Crom version, but it's called Krimmer, like Krimmr, but it's Crom. Like he doesn't listen to you. He doesn't give a shit about you. You know, the only people who ever even worship him are the Cimmerians, and Cimmerians are basically Central European people like Kurgans, like the real ones, not the Conan ones, which were supposed to be survivors from Atlantis. Yeah.
Another really cool thing I'll be able to do is actually use Word of Recall soon. And well, as soon as I can get the money to use it, because it costs a lot of money to use.
I bought a bunch of saber-tooth cats. Mainly because, and I know you guys have heard me rant about it, but Hyperborea, some dinosaurs are still very prevalent, like velociraptors and dimetrodons and stuff. But pretty much a lot of the animals are like Neolithic, you know, that like Ice Age and just after the Ice Age. So I had to pick up some elephants, but mammoths, because there are no elephants. And of course, we got to have a woolly rhino. Right. Boom. Run up on somebody. I picked up some acolytes, which I think are an Eskimo monster from their mythology. And it's basically a killer whale, but it's got legs, like 4 legs. So it can come out on the ice and run your ass down and kill you, which I love. I love the idea of that. Plus, I'm a huge fan of orca in general. And they'll be easy to paint too, because it's like paint them black and then just paint the markings white, right?
Yeah.
Or paint them white and paint the opposite markings black, right? And I'm going to try and hide them from my player group so they won't know I have them until they encounter them, just so I can see them all poop themselves. Can the thieves fly? because they're going to be if they rob me.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I
Heck,
mean,
I'll just take them really high up and drop them.
dude. Last time we were playing D&D, the guy who was playing a wizard had the fly spell, which I've learned to hate. And that's what he would do is he would try to sneak up behind somebody in a battle and just grab them and fly way up. And of course, the person would be trying to fight with him, and then he just let them go from like, I don't know, 100 feet up. And it's just like, what is that? 10 dice 6 damage? It's pretty rough, It's pretty bad. I mean, somebody's hurt,
Yeah. Somebody's got a few broken bones, can't walk, and it's now pretty easy pickings.
Yeah, it's like you wasted that spell and you did your whole thing so you could murder like a second level bandit or something. It's like, but this guy, and he almost always plays a mage or a monk. And he's one of those dudes that, like, whatever it is he's doing, he wants to do it with like the most style possible. So, magic missiling someone to kill him, that's just not enough. He's got to do some crazy thing like spider climb up a tree and lasso him around his neck and pull him up the tree by his neck and then let him hang there or something.
Hang him.
And I'm sitting there with my DM screen down so I can look at it. And I'm just looking at this guy like, are you overcompensating for something? What's going on here?
He's
like,
just wanting to have fun.
Shit, but okay. That's just it's never whatever simple thing would work, he will never do.
Okay, there it is.
He's one of those guys that's always freaking making everything more complicated than it needs to be. It's like, but that's what he considers fun. That's the fun for him is, doing really crazy ass shit and making it work. And of course, when we play vampire, he only ever plays Gangrel. That's it. Gangrel. Nothing else. Ever. And I'm just like, and I know this guy so well because we've been around each other so long. If he makes a vampire character and he gets 3 dots he can put into a discipline, it's going to be fortitude, all 3 dots. Because no matter what game he plays, he always tries to do whatever it takes for his character to become nigh unkillable.
So kind of like me sometimes, because when I play clerics or something like that, I'm always trying to make it where I'm very hard to hit, and I can just take as much punishment as possible.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to die, so I'm going to max out my defense.
Bandits being on. I love the reference Cody made. Bandits. Yeah, the bandits steal the rug. And now he's really pissed because that rug really tied the room together, It's like, come on, guys. You had to steal my rug. But that's assuming that Tim's cleric's walking around just dressed in like a freaking bathrobe, drinking freaking nothing but like white Russians all day. Like really, literally the only nutrition he ever gets is from the milk in the white Russian. Which, I mean, honestly, if you believe what they said in Leon, you could live on just nothing but milk. I just can't imagine wanting to.
I wouldn't. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, apparently Leon did it as kind of a penance. Because in the movie Leon, he was a sniper. Well, he was a paid killer, is what he was. So, kind of, I don't know if it was some kind of weird penance thing or something. He only allowed himself to drink milk. He never ate. And he only slept like 4 hours a day. And he was constantly training to be even better at killing people. I picked up these Gundam markers. They weren't very expensive, and I'm wondering. Oh yeah, that's really fine tipped. So I'm thinking these guys are going to be really good for doing like panel lines on my Titans. When I get to painting them, I'll be able to, trace out the panels. So what else are you going to tell me, Tim?
I had another spell, but I don't think I actually put it on there or something happened to it because I don't know.
So you're not telling me anything. You're just being like that then.
It's like, well, Word of Recall is the one that allows me to teleport back to a place.
Right.
But there was another one that I could actually probably just sell to a person because what it did was actually summon me to people.
What level is your cleric?
4th level right now.
Oh, that's a pretty decent level. The cleric in my group's 2nd.
I'm
so he
lucky
can
I got
3 first level spells. Because he gets a bonus first level spell.
Yeah, I got like 4 or 5 right now.
Yeah.
I get 1 extra for having the the wisdom bonus.
That's why he gets the +1 bonus first level spell.
Yeah.
But the way his character's set up, and it's Haas's character, right? He's a cleric, but he's wearing heavy armor. He's carrying a big shield. He's got like a freaking broadsword.
I don't have the broadsword, but
well, in Hyperborea clerics, depending on what type of cleric they are, they can use all kinds of crazy weapons, right? So and his strength is not bad. His con is not bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a cleric that can basically throw down like a fighter.
Oh yeah, I'm like that right now. Except I can't hit.
They have some clerics in the game that are almost like fighters, like the rune carvers and stuff. It's like how they use their magic is by carving actual runes into things, and
I like that though. That's kind of cool.
Well, there's like 4 or 5 kinds of cleric. Of the 4 or 5 types of clerics, it is my humble opinion that the basic generic cleric is the best, like 100%. But other people would probably have different thoughts on that. I mean, because you can be a druid, you can be like a shaman, you can, there's all kinds of other things you can be. But, I mean,
I don't know what it is, but games usually make either the cleric very powerful in melee or they're very, very versatile.
Well, the cleric does not advance in attack bonus as fast as the fighter.
No.
But they can start with a lot of different weapons that they're proficient with. And depending on how you put attributes on them, you can be like, okay, I am making a cleric whose job is to throw down. I'm just straight throwing down, right?
Yeah.
And that would be, I mean, it's a choice. I'm not saying you got to do it, but it is a choice. Hey, George. Hey, Yorgi. Yorgi, my car not start. Can you help? There it is. The Uzbeks drunk all of the water out of my battery.
Well, yeah, James, my cleric has already got +2 plate mail, a Crumb's hammer that gives me +3 to my defense, a shield that's, I think, a +1 now.
Yeah, that's a lot of... the cleric is just wearing like lamellar armor with a large shield and carrying a broadsword. But because it's medium armor, it's got a damage resistance of 1. Because in Hyperborea, the heavier the armor, it gets a damage resistance.
What's up, nerd?
Happy birthday!
Yeah. I'll call you later.
Your birthday's
was that
also in
yesterday?
January?
Well, Hungar's born January 1st. My wife is born at the end of January.
I was on 22nd.
22nd. Look at you. You
and
know,
also,
if I were a woman or a moron, I'd say that's why we get along so well. Because
As a
you're an
teen-
Aquarius and I'm an Aries.
I have a daughter who's born on January 31st.
Yeah. I have a daughter that's born on like the worst month ever. It's like the month most serial killers are born on. So I gotta keep an eye on that one. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it turns out most serial killers, I think, are Virgos, Cancers, and Scorpios. Now, I don't think that's true because I don't believe in astrology. But when we looked it up, it turned out like there were no Aries serial killers.
Yeah,
So,
because there's
no Aries.
no
We don't serial kill hookers.
there's no Capricorn serial killers either. You know why? Because most of us aren't stupid enough to believe in astrology.
I don't know. There might have been some Capricorn serial killers.
Yeah, I was just trying to make fun of astrology. Thanks, bro, for going along.
Oh, yeah, you got to learn a little bit of astrology, just like back in the day when we were in the dating scene, because women seem to like it. And the rule, right, is if you want women to come to your place and do things, you got to do things women like.
Yeah, I know.
So, unfortunately, in the mid 90s, one of the things all these women were into was like astrology. Like,
Or you just being asked to them.
you know how you get women into securing the border? Use astrology.
yeah, use astrology. Yeah, tell them the people coming across the border are the wrong sign.
Yes.
They'd be like, ah.
I remember that
Yeah,
because
it was like the thing back in the, if you hang out around live action LARPing vampire players, you're going to have to deal with astrology. It's just the way it is. It's like all of the big booty goth chicks that want to play LARP vampire, they're also way into tarot cards and various other bullshit.
Well, all the goth chicks.
Yeah, all the goth chicks. It has nothing to do with booty size at all.
No,
it's just what they do.
If you want to date a hot goth, believe in astrology. I mean, get into it. Learn how to read tarot cards.
I can't take credit for that joke. I got it from Freedom Tunes.
Oh, well, cool. Yeah, these guys just sit around and like listen to Theater of Tragedy and read their cards and do like astrology, and it's like, ugh. Oh, speak of the devil, Shadow pops back in.
Yep, Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow, you're on the list, and I don't mean your kisses on my list either. You're on the list because you told me a thing, and I believed the thing, but when I looked to see proof, I could not find any proof, and that aggravates me because I really, really wanted to know.
So you need to keep looking.
But it's like Shadow told me. So he should be able to direct me to the thing.
But
I shouldn't have to look at 2,000 YouTube videos.
Shadow's cool and all, but he's not infallible.
I'm just saying, he told me something existed. I believe him that it does, but I can't find it. A Baphomet thing. Can't find it. Looked, kept looking, got bored, decided to play dinosaurs. Got so close to getting a Theocola today. You know what I mean? The giant weasels that jump off trees and kill you.
Yeah, I just want to know why you hate yourself so much.
So close to getting that thing, man.
Why you hate yourself?
I don't know.
Because you keep on going back to that damn game, and nobody who likes themselves play that game.
I'll tell you what, that game does hate everyone who plays it. Because it's like the whole game is designed just to make you furious.
Yeah.
That is the game design. Let's do some shit that's gonna make somebody just so angry that they
Let's make it the better they are at it, let's make it harder.
It's like they should just call that game Rage Quit the Game. And it's like,
that's why I quit playing the game, and I thought about reinstalling it so I could play with you again.
Yeah, you told me you were going to because I have my own server.
Yeah, I still like myself a little bit too much for that shit.
Well, yeah.
I've been in a good mood like all the time lately.
Well, I have too ever since we got a new mattress on the bed.
You got rid of that damn waterbed?
Oh, finally, God.
You've been waiting for that for like 25 years.
Yeah, I have wanted to get rid of that thing forever, but unfortunately, it came with the wife. So I had to take one to get the other. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But now, and she got herself a little stool so she can get up on the bed.
That's so cute.
Oh, it was so hilarious the other day watching her trying to jump on the bed. I was just laying in the bed watching. Hungar, do you still play Conan?
No, I've been playing Dune every once in a while, and that's about it.
Yeah, I logged on to Dune the other day and paid my rent.
You know, that's
whoever
what
else has got their shit under my name for their rent, I didn't pay it. They can get bent.
Who?
I don't know. I think Warren or somebody, whoever's got their
Warren's base is pretty much gone.
Well, because I stopped paying his rent.
I went over there to look at his base and rob him, and he really didn't have nothing.
You went over to rob him.
Yeah, I needed some stuff to make some stuff.
Right? And it's like, damn, where did it all go? Well, he did make a sand harvester. Is that gone too?
I haven't been over there. It was very damaged the last time I went to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I dropped by mine, paid the bills. Go. Yeah. Well, she came with a water bed, and I've hated this water bed for like 2 decades. But this year, as kind of a Christmas present to me, she bought an actual good mattress with, like, you know, the comfort freaking memory foam top and everything. The only negative is the mattress is very thick and she's very short. So she has to have a stool next to the bed so she can get in the bed.
Well, I'm over here sleeping in a recliner.
Because, you know, life with little people, it'd be like that.
And I'm sleeping in a badass adjustable bed with a thick ass mattress.
Yeah, but yours is not quite so awesome since hospice gave it to you. So
no, well, hospice didn't give it to me. Me and my wife bought it.
So I could do without that, you know.
Me and my wife bought it. Hospice didn't give it to us.
Oh, okay, good.
We bought it.
Or bad, or not good, or whatever. I don't know.
We bought it when we bought a super big recliner for the living room. So I can, like, yeah, you know those big oversized recliners?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got me one of those too.
So you can sleep in the recliner if you want?
I let my wife sit in it when she's home.
I always slept in the recliner when I was on duty.
Yeah.
Like a lot of dudes would strip down to their underwear and stuff and want to sleep in the bunk room in the bed. My ass would be in full uniform, boots on, sleeping on the recliner.
ready to go.
And people will be like, why do you even do that? And I'm like, so I'm ready to go. Yeah. I'm not waiting around for no bullshit. When the tones go off, I am going, you know? Also, I like to fall asleep watching MTV.
I like to fall asleep listening to audiobooks.
Well, you wouldn't like that now.
Yeah, I mean, back then, though, you could actually see music on TV.
Yeah.
And our TV had YouTube, so, you know, I would go on. I remember one time just to drive the guys I worked with crazy, I played Gangnam Style like nonstop for like hours.
Gundam style. Dun, dun.
Yeah, they threatened to beat my ass. They were getting mad, and I was just grinning. And that's not because I'm a badass, because I'm pretty sure if they'd all jumped me, they could have handily whipped my ass.
Do you think 8 ounces of green chilies is enough for steak tacos?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how green chili. I mean, I eat those things right out of the can, so
Yeah, I bought a big jar of them,
you're asking the wrong person. I love
and I just put half of the jar. I bought a 16-ounce jar, and I put a little over half of the jar in with the onions that I'm sauteing.
See, I like to use the green chilies as garnish.
I like to cook them with the veggie, and then I throw my steak in there and cook the steak with them.
Yeah, nah. Nah, I cook everything the way I would normally cook it, but then garnish with like green chilies and
Oh, I'm gonna have some green chilies that are cooked on my taco.
right. So
That's why I didn't use the whole damn jar because I'm gonna eat some green chilies.
Hungar,
Yeah.
what would you say are your favorite top 5 settings?
You know what? You can eat a dick.
I'm being serious, man. Your top 5 favorite game settings. What would you say?
I could say you eat a dick. No. It's my
No?
birthday, man. I know what I want for my birthday.
What?
The game Rust. It's on Steam and it's cheap right now.
Alright. You're not going to like it, but okay.
Why ain't I gonna like it?
Well, it's multiplayer, and everybody else on the server is going to be trying to kill you.
So it's like Codan.
Yeah, it's like Conan if you play on a multiplayer server. Yeah,
I always play on a multiplayer server while I play Codan.
I always rip my own server and then only invite people I like. But anyway, yeah, I can get you Rust.
I'm gonna have Greg and Sam get it too, and we're gonna dominate that shit.
Well, that's the thing. If there's 3 or 4 of you operating together, then yeah. Okay, let me look at something real quick, by the way. Not that. Stop. Stop. Go away. Go away. You know those like woman games they have on phones?
Tetris?
No, the woman games. Like
Yeah.
Tonga or Klondike or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you basically click on apple trees until you get 100 apples or some
The
stupid shit.
Starview Valley farming shit. Yeah, my wife plays that.
There that okay, girl game, Mobo, Tonga. Oh, see, Shadow could do it really easy. It has a new commercial, right? And in the commercial, it's this black dude and this white chick, right? And they're in an airplane. And like the black dude opens the door to the airplane and chucks the white woman out of the airplane. And then there's this little girl that looks like she might be biracial. And he grabs her and chucks her out the plane too. And then he closes the door and then he turns around and there's like this hot, dark haired Asian girl, maybe, or Latina. And like they start hugging up on each other. And then it flash forwards to the woman and her kid landing on some abandoned beach and having to build a house and farms and stuff like that to survive.
Yeah.
And I'm watching that video and I'm just like, holy shit.
That guy's smart.
It's like that dude just chucked his wife and daughter out of an airplane so he could get some strange. It's like, I just don't even know what to think about that.
I don't know if I should be like, damn, that guy's the man, or damn, what the hell?
Right? It's like, and also, I don't know who makes that game, but why they got to do the brother like that? You know? Like, it don't make any sense because we both know that if a brother had a decent looking white woman, he ain't ever letting her go.
Unless he gets a chance with a decent looking Asian.
Right. Or I guess she gets pregnant and he decides to run after someone else.
Yeah, I mean,
either way,
too, because
it seemed like a little bit like, what are we trying to say here? You know,
that shit's not believable. You know why?
why?
Because if that was his woman, he wouldn't have been there because there's a kid.
Ha 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 ha. Well, he was in a very nice suit too, so it looked like he had money and stuff. And they're on a private jet, so I'm like, who hasn't wanted to do that at least once? Yeah, I think it's because the game's made in China, and the Chinese do not give any shits about any.
Oh shit! You should look up controversial Japanese laundry detergent commercial.
I already saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Japanese girl's dating a black guy and she shoves him into the washing machine and then like washes him. And then when he pops out, he's like a pale skinned Japanese guy. It's just like, oh my God.
Japan's commercials are funny and crazy.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. It's Japan. So can you even say anything about it?
Half the time, I don't even know what they're advertising.
You remember the one that had the banana running around like shooting bananas out of his nose?
The guy with the banana, yeah, that one. I've seen that one.
It was like, and then it's like, what is that actually even for?
The bananas.
And then they had the one where Arnold Schwarzenegger has a Japanese guy sitting on his face, and it's an energy drink commercial or some shit.
You got one where it's a bunch of cute girls with like mouse ears and tails coming out and just dancing around selling computer mice.
I mean, yeah, man. They do their thing over there.
How about they made Tommy Lee Jones into like a superpowered teacher?
I mean,
I don't even know what that commercial was about, but I just remember Tommy Lee Jones as a superpowered teacher.
Well, that's like their companies like to hire like big American superstar and then bring them over there and put them in a commercial that no one knows what the F is going on, you know.
Even stars don't know what else is going on. They're like, I don't care, I'm getting paid.
Right? It's like the Schwarzenegger commercial, like he drinks the energy drink and he's dressed up like all flamboyant and shit. And he just starts screaming in Japanese. And then, you know, it's just like, really, dude? Really? I mean, how much money did they pay? That's what I wanted to know.
Enough, apparently.
Yeah, enough. But it's like, dude, how much money do you need? You married a Kennedy and you made like a bunch of the best action movies ever made.
Look, at one point, I probably would have just
went
to that commercial. If I was that famous, I'd probably just do the commercial just for the lulz of it.
He probably did. He probably thought, well, they're going to pay me a bunch of money and a free trip to Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, free trip.
We all know one thing about Schwarzenegger these days. And that is that he don't take the marriage vows quite as serious as he could, right?
Yeah, it's a free trip to Japan, set up in a nice hotel for free, all your room and board, food, all this shit
You're
for free.
Schwarzenegger.
Act like an idiot for a second.
And you're Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And apparently, I was watching a video today. It was a short about Japanese women. And apparently, there's a whole class of Japanese women that do nothing but hunt gaijin.
Oh, gaijin hunters. You finally heard about those? Yeah, you heard about those girls? It's like
And apparently,
people.
the reason they like to hunt the gaijin is because the gaijin are easy. And I'm sitting here like
Foreign guys who move to Japan, when they get together, they always tell the new guy, he's like, don't fall in love with the first chick you meet because there's a lot of gaijin hunters up here. They're like, I don't care. I fall in love with a different one every week.
Yeah, apparently it is a thing. I was like, well, that's weird. Did I tell you about the going to the beach to fish for mussels?
No.
Yeah, according to Filipino P, if you're ever in the Philippines and a Filipino woman asks you if you want to go to the beach to fish for mussels, don't be surprised when you don't go to the beach, but
it's like
you go to her house.
So, like when a Korean chick asks you if you want to come in for ramen, don't be surprised if you don't eat any ramen.
Right. You're going to eat something, though.
Yeah, you're going to eat something. You're going to eat tacos.
Well, or mussels.
Or mussels. You're going to eat fish tacos.
Back in the day, piss clams. You're going to be eating the bearded clam.
Bearded clams.
But for some reason, Asians always like hide everything behind an innuendo. So that, I don't know, it keeps them from embarrassing themselves or something.
I kind of think I know why the Japanese do it. There was a whole thing about weird poems.
They have a multitude of different faces, and they only show certain faces to certain people.
Well, actually,
and don't be surprised if your Japanese girlfriend don't take you home, but take you to a love hotel.
Well, this reason's more about, like, I think it was like Edo period Japan, where the women, all they did was sit in their house and do nothing, and which got really bored, so they would write letters to random men, and they would go back and forth until something happened.
The reason they go to love hotels.
During one of the periods in Japanese, whatever, like the chicks were way into porn.
The reason they go to love hotels is because the walls are so thin that they can't be freaks. So they go to rent these love hotels for a few hours, and they come with like toys and shit.
Yeah. They used to call them during the samurai period pillow books.
Yep. Yeah.
And Japanese women, because they control the economy, you know, they might give their husband some money so he could go drink or flirt with a geisha or something, which they generally didn't do that much, but she would be buying books about, you know, getting gangbanged by an octopus or something. And there's actually, not that I suggest anyone look it up, there is a painting from the Edo period called The Fisherman's Wife and the Octopus.
The Fisherman's Wife.
And let me tell you, ew.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, just ew. Really?
Well, brother, I'm getting off of here because I'm getting ready to eat.
Well,
Wait,
you go.
before you get off, remember how you were talking about love hotels? Did you know that Nintendo owned them?
What?
Nintendo owns the love hotels?
Used to own some love hotels, yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Love hotels, they come with different freaking, you know, themes and shit.
It's fun learning about foreign cultures. Even if you're like, that's weird.
Yeah, pull it off.
Yeah, Nintendo started out as actually a card company, so pretty much tied to the Yakuza.
Right.
Until now. Now they're not, but they used to be.
Right. Well, I wouldn't
All right,
say
brother.
that. I would. Bye, brother. I wouldn't say that too loud, Timmy, or you might end up having some tattooed guys knocking on your door. Being all like, "You must make amends. Cut off your pinky."
I live in Kentucky. I don't think I care if they come after me. And if anything, the Yakuza's actually not that big of a deal
It's
anymore.
by Hokusai, same guy who did The Great Wave. So not just some rando. Oh, you're talking about The Fisherman's Wife. Yeah, that shit is, and that is some like pure bleh. But apparently it was pretty popular back when it was done. People are like, oh man, check this out. It's about this fisherman and she's got an octopus, and the octopus is like pleasuring her.
The first
And, like, I guess the fisherman wasn't. It's like, dear fisherman, you need to up your game because your lady's out here with an octopus.
Yeah.
You know? So the tentacle thing, that's not new.
No.
I mean, you know. Oh, God. The stuff we talk about, Tim.
I know, it's weird.
It's pretty weird. So, So I did her clothes, and I did all the scrapes and bruises on her.
Oh, nice.
So I need
Going along really well.
Yeah, I just need to do like a light wash and do her gloves because she's wearing gloves and boots. I'll just do that snake bite leather. That'll be super easy, barely an inconvenience. So that could be my wife's character if she wanted.
I mean, who doesn't want to play a barbarian?
That's what she's playing. Actually, no, she's playing a berserker. She's playing a Viking berserker. And she's kind of an outcast in the game world because her character believes in Thor and Odin and all that. But the main Viking kingdom, they only believe in the frost giant, Ymir.
Ymir.
And,
Ymir?
Yeah, sure.
That's the way at least I pronounce it.
Well, it's probably correct. And they also pay a little bit of whatever to Uller, who is the god of skiing and whatever. But any of the Vikings that worship the other old gods get banished from Vikland and from the other Viking area there. Also, Vikings aren't really liked because like 10 years ago, I guess they burnt pretty much most of Cremorium to the ground. So, you know, they're kind of not super well liked. And also they burnt the capital city of the Celts to the ground. So, yeah. They're not very well liked, is all. You know. People are all like, you know what? You Vikings can kiss my ass. You show up, you start burning shit to the ground. Not having it. They go out of their way to not pick fights with the Eskimo, though.
Why is that?
Because the Eskimo really don't have anything they want.
Oh, that's
and
fair.
They're pretty vicious warriors. Right? And in Hyperborea, all of the Eskimos, for the most part, not every single one, but it's most common, they're all worshipers of Tulu. Right? And they originated from Greenland. So, yeah. And they immediately went to war with the Tlingit and the Laplanders, so Finns and Native Americans, and almost drove them into extinction. So both of those races are pretty much just living way out away from most people so that they can, survive. But it does mean that if you're like a person like Satya and you're like, I want to play that game and I think I want to play Finn, you can. I mean, they're in the game. You can play a Tlingit Indian. You can play one of the Eskimo. You can play pretty much anything you want, really.
I want to play Simo Haya.
So you want to be a Finn archer.
Yeah.
And you want to specialize in archery so that you get all the bonuses.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
My
so
favorite-
basically, you would be like a fighter, but you would put all of your weapon proficiencies into bows,
Okay.
which would give you like, huge bonuses to hit and also to not only to hit, but to damage and to attack rate. And I think there's also fighters can have an ability that lets them like ignore the penalty for long range shots. Like fighters in this game are really good. I mean, there's subtype fighters and they're good, but the thing with Hyperborea, and again, guys, I'm not trying to sell any of you on it. It's just I'm talking about it. Is that the basic 4 classes that all of the subclasses are from are good, so like you can just make human fighter and it's a good character, it's ready to go. Now you'll probably die just because the game is so lethal, but that doesn't change the fact that like
it's probably better to have like a few classes with like a few subclasses to fill in those roles than having a bunch of regular classes that aren't that great.
Well, I mean, when you got the group, when we put together our group, we have our own like chat that only the people in my group can access. And so it's like I said, hey, I copy pasted the list of all the playable classes. And I was just like, okay, pick the ones you want, right? And they did, So we ended up with, a mage, a cleric, an assassin, a berserker. Well, the one guy wants to play a monk, but he hasn't been able to show up because of his treatments and stuff. So can't really talk smack about that,
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law can't play Saturday nights for another month or so. And then he's definitely going to join us. But right now his job is making it where he can't join us. Like Sunday he could, but Saturday he can't. And I don't know why, but that's a thing that's happening,
I might have a game this Sunday.
That is really good. I am supposedly going to have a game this Saturday. And if he plays, probably my sister-in-law will play. And we'll see what she picks, I mean, right now the group has everything it needs. It's got cleric. It's got a berserker, so that's a fighter. Oh, I forgot the scout. The scout is basically like if you took a thief but made him a ranger. You know what I mean? So he's a thief, but he specializes in outdoors stuff. Yeah, so he's a scout.
Yeah, okay, so a ranger.
Yeah, he did a subclass. He went with scout instead of thief. And the difference is the ranger doesn't get a lot. I mean, this guy gets like half of the thief skills.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because so he gets like climb, he gets the stealth and all that. Rangers don't necessarily get all that, but they do get tracking. which is good.
Woo!
And so it just between whether you're going to play a ranger, a huntsman, or a scout, it's just personal preference, really. I mean, my favorite would be huntsman. And the huntsman is just a human fighter that specializes in hunting and killing monsters.
Ah,
So
you want to
you
go
got-
into Monster Hunter.
right. So you got like tracking, wilderness survival, you're good at finding camping spots, all that stuff. And you're still a die 10 hit die fighter who's good at fighting and can use pretty much every weapon. But you can't wear every armor. You can only wear like light and medium, I think. If you want to use any of your like sneaking around abilities. And yeah, that's their whole deal is they go out and find monsters and kill them. So I like that class. I don't know if it's good, but it sounds cool, you know? It sounds really cool. Like cool. The other class I like, even though it's a hard class to play, is the Warlock. Like in Hyperborea, Warlock is a fighter mage. And when you choose to be a Warlock, you then have to choose what kind of sorcery you're going to know. And that could be standard mage, that could be cryomancer, pyromancer, or the one I always pick, necromancy.
Necromancy.
That's it. So that your character, is called a death soldier. And you're basically a fighter, but you get 1 die 8 hit points instead of 1 die 10. But you also get a necromancy spell that you can cast once or twice per day, depending on how your attributes are. And yeah. And then one of the spells you have access to, which I tuck, is Skeletal Companion, which means you can summon a skeleton and it'll just be your bro and hang out and do what you tell it to do. So, and necromancy is such a common thing, and you're going to say necromancy. I don't actually. I think I like the way I say it better. Okay. But anyway, not saying you're wrong. Just I'm saying I think I like the way I say it.
I get it.
It's such a common thing in Hyperborea that like most people wouldn't even look twice at, it's like, yes, undead suck and they will eat you. But on the other hand, there's so many necromancers around that it's like, I mean, there's a whole city in the in the Red Desert where it's ruled over by this immortal queen who's also an ultra powerful necromancer, and she's also supposed to be like otherworldly beautiful, and but she's not a good person at all, really, because whatever. And you can go to that city and do stuff, or you can avoid it and go to the city of Zimbala and do stuff. But yeah, in the city I'm talking about that's ruled over by the beautiful queen, it's like most of the labor is performed by zombies or skeletons.
I knew it. Yeah. It's kind of like Overlord.
Right. It's just, and then there's an island on the edge of the world, very hard to get to. I think it's called, I forget the name of it. I'd have to have my map in front of me. But their whole deal is like necromancers also. Like everyone's a necromancer. So there's actually more animated undead wandering around on this island than there are living people. Doing whatever they're told to do, I guess.
So you're saying I could technically play a guy who goes door to door offering farmers cheap labor in the form of skeletons.
The problem with that is I don't know if the skeletons would listen to the farmer unless maybe you told them they had to, and then I'm not sure how long they'd stay, functioning if you left,
Okay, fair enough.
But like I said, I'm not sure. However, that could be very weak for you because remember that spell, Summon Skeletal Companion, you can only summon one at a time.
Mm.
So if you summon the Skeletal Companion and then you give it away to like some farmer for gold, I mean, it's eventually going to run out, and then the skeleton would vanish, and then you would be able to cast a spell again. So, Now, I think you need access to a skeleton in order to use it, though. So it's not just a matter of, hey, skeleton. It's more like the lizard man in Goblin Slayer. Where he's like, this is my great grandpappy.
I can at least like that one guy who's like, you have my sword, you have my bow, you have your brother.
Right. So if you play a death soldier, because that's what the thing I'm describing is, you are basically a fighter, but as you level very slowly, you keep getting access to necromantic magic. And one of the spells that's considered to be necromantic magic in this game is Raise Dead. So if you ever want to make a dead person a not dead person, yeah, that's necromancy.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you're just playing a normal cleric like Haas is, you're just a cleric and you use ecclesiastical spells. But if you're a warlock, you can't choose to be a cleric as your type of magic. It has to be a mage. So if you choose cryomancer, you become like an ice lord. If you choose pyromancer, you become a fire lord. If you choose basic magic, then you become just a warlock. And if you choose necromancy, you become a death soldier.
What if I want electrical powers?
Yeah, that would be under fire.
Oh, okay.
So you'd become a pyromancer.
I want to become a Sith.
I don't even know what you're talking about, kid.
I want to shoot lightning out of my fingers.
Well, I already told you, like a common mage can shoot a lightning bolt. You need the music though, right?
Yep.
Like from Knights of the Old Republic. So yeah. And like I said, as with everything, the cryomancer and the pyromancer are not necessarily better than your straight up mage. They're just different. You know what I mean? They've got different spell lists. They get spells at different levels, depending on if they're elemental in nature or not. But the mage actually gets a much wider range of spells that he can take that the pyromancer and the cryomancer can never have, or the necromancer, right?
So is it like they just like get their spells, like the elemental spells, later, or are they weaker?
No. A cryomancer at level 1 starts out choosing the spells they know, which is generally 3, from the cryomancer list. And as they level, they learn spells from the cryomancer list, and almost all of the spells have to do with, cold, ice, stuff like that, right? So, I mean, they're good spells. It just all it means is you've chosen to specialize.
Hmm.
And the fourth magic user that I didn't mention is the witch. And witches get spells, but their main deal is alchemy, creating potions, that sort of thing. They can do serious issues with their potions and stuff, you know. Like they're really good at blending up poison, and they're also like the only career class, whatever, in the game that can make a love potion, which literally you get somebody to drink it, they fall in love with you. The witch can do that. And they're beguiling. At a certain level, they can animate a broom and fly around on it. So, you know.
So they can play Quidditch.
Yeah. And yeah. And most of the characters you think would have to be evil can be neutral. So, like the Death Soldier, you would think that guy's got to be evil, right? I mean, it's
He's raising dead,
but he does necromancy. No, he can be neutral. Because, like I said, in this game, neutral doesn't mean balance. It just means
interested, just
interest. Yeah.
getting by type of character.
Right. You're not
Han Solo. You're a Han Solo.
Yeah, kind of.
Before
it's not like you're going to go out of your way to mug an old lady, but you may not go out of your way to stop someone else from doing it either, you know? It just all depends on if it benefits you or not. And if it don't benefit you, you're not going to do it, you know? And that is the most common alignment in the game. The alignment of self-interest. So, unlike Valorous or other games like that, this game, I wouldn't say, yes, you could play it heroically, but most of the world is like a bunch of douchebags. It's just the way it is. Everybody's so devoted to just staying alive that, you know, these high-minded concepts of lawful or evil or chaotic or good are just not factored into most beings' daily life, most humans' daily life at all, you know, because again, they're more concerned with surviving the world. And then since most of the gods are actually great old ones from like Lovecraft or Clark Ashton Smith, they're neutral too, mainly because they don't give a shit. That Krimmer is neutral. Why? Because he don't give a shit. He does not care for you. You are meaningless. You mean less to him than an ant. Hey, Doc Flamingo, what is up, homie? So yeah. And that's kind of what the whole neutral thing means. It's like, doesn't care. Now, there are some gods like Thamagoan that are like straight up chaotic evil. They're the gods of like murder and shit like that. But that's a whole different thing. And you can play a lawful good paladin, which I don't know, might be a fun thing to play in like a game that's so grim.
You're just trying to do whatever good you can.
You're like wandering around the knight in shining armor, trying to help people, trying to keep people from being assholes.
I'll be the Batman of Hyperborea.
Hey, what's up, gents?
How you doing, sir?
Hanging in there. I have just finished a new item which I'm about to upload to
Nice.
Amazon and drive-through.
Awesome.
And I am super soaked.
Well, I am very happy for you.
Yeah. Let me show you real quick. Open with just it's a PDF. Just open it. I don't know what eat your grief. Okay, here we are. Hang on one second. Now, where do I share screen again? I'm so useless
It's
here.
the little plus down at the
Ah.
bottom.
Share screen. Share window or screen. Yes. Live. What do I pick? Oh, here we are. No. Not that.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there we are.
War Engine, medieval mass combat, siege warfare, and naval battles. Nice.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
I'm
is.
very,
I
very
like the
happy.
cover too. Looks really cool with all the knights charging in.
Yeah, basically it's a. Oh wait, no, I don't want to turn off restream. I'm very bad with this stuff.
You'd be like, I've had enough. I showed my thing
you.
off. I'm out.
Yeah, showed you, now I'm out.
Yeah, it's basically it's like a mass combat system, and for running armies, just that you can like plug into games that don't have it. Because I notice a lot of RPGs like just don't even deal with it.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure if Hyperborea 3rd edition has mass combat.
And when they do have it, it's usually sold as a separate box set.
Because I've
I thought,
been like so busy just reading the player's book that I haven't really dug super deep into the DM book that much, except to look at some of the monsters, you know.
How many volumes is that?
It's 2. You've got a player's book, a DM book, and in answer to what I was saying the other day when I was bitching online about how he needs to put out a setting book with the map instead of just the map, but no setting info. So you got this big map, but you don't know what anything on it is, right? So Richard Bloodworth was talking to the guy, and they're already going to release in the very near future a new atlas, which will have the map, but it will have all of the lore from the back of the GM book.
Oh, cool.
So that if you don't want to actually play their game,
they can just use the
you
setting.
can still just buy the setting and run it with any kind of game you want, because that's how it is, you know?
Yeah, that's like the next big thing I want to start tackling is doing some settings and stuff, because I have like all these like notes on a bunch of different things, but they need to be like compiled in some reasonable, understandable manner.
Yep. I did a setting, but you know what? I don't think I'd ever want to release any of it, since it was honestly just Kievan Rus 9th century Russia with the serial numbers shaved off of it. And I named it Kaliningrad after like the city that used to be, I think, Danzig. And then they called it Kaliningrad. It's like the Russian city that's like surrounded completely by Poland, but it's still Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. And otherwise, it was just read a history book about 9th, 10th century Kievan Rus, and you'd know the setting. And maybe do some research on Slavic monsters. You'd be good to go. You know, like Pundit calls his evil stillbirth vampires Ludachiks or whatever, because that's the Polish way of saying it. But in Russian, it's Terniet. So, you know, that's really the only difference. And of course, a Rusalka is a Rusalka wherever you go in Slavic lands.
Which are those again?
The Rusalki or Rusalka are the beautiful women that like to hang out in lakes or bodies of water and try to charm you into coming in with them.
Aquatic thoughts.
My one weakness.
Now, they do have a weakness, though, and this is from some of the tells. If your character is like of really pure heart and handsome and stuff, there's a chance the Rusalka will fall in love with your character. which completely flips the dynamic. You know what I mean? Because now you've got this weird water spirit, possibly undead thing, but it loves you. And,
There's always something with a chick.
there's always something. And they're said to be like just incredibly beautiful with long hair. And sometimes they're blonde, but sometimes they've got flaming red hair. And also sometimes they work for a Void Navoy, if I'm saying that correctly, which is kind of like a evil frog lobster man that just hangs out at the bottom of the lake. And if you don't appease them, they like will flip canoes and drown people and destroy your water wheels and stuff like that.
Isn't that a B-52 song? Frog Lobster.
Frog lobster. Yeah, I say frog lobster because that's what they look like, the pictures I've seen. And sometimes the whole point of the Risalki is they lure people into the water for the Void Navoid to eat. And if you were, say you were the kind of guy that had like a mill and it ran from a water wheel, you would like leave food and things out on the shore to try to appease this bastard so that it wouldn't constantly jack up your shit, But that's a lot of Russian monsters, it turns out,
Extortionists and mobsters. Interesting.
Well, and in Hyperborea, some of the gods are the same way. It's like you don't worship them because you expect anything good. You worship them because you hope they stay away. Like, and Crom in Hyperborea, or Primer, it's Crom. He's one of those, you appease him. And hopefully he don't notice you.
Yeah.
Because, he's really not going to do anything to help you. Whereas, the Sagwa, he might. It depends.
I prefer my Crom better.
Generally speaking, well, your Crom is Krimmer. They're the same.
The Bubbles
Krimmer is based on the Conan Crom, not the actual Irish Crom.
Because, Bubbles Crom is a chaotic good god of war.
Well, you have to remember that that's not even Conan's god.
Nope.
Conan's god was an indifferent bastard that lived on a mountain. And if you didn't know the riddle of still, when you died, he'd cast you out of Valhalla and laugh at you and call you a bitch.
Yeah.
I added that last bit, but you know he was going to, though. So that's what Krimmer is.
The Sumerian afterlife is described as being very, very happy. You wander around in a freezing cold fog for all eternity. Yay!
That's Finland. The Finland afterlife. It's like you go to this place and their gods every one of their gods is god of death. Like the dad god of death gives you a drink and it makes you forget everything about you except your skills. And then you wander through fog and stuff. And then you might spend all eternity doing whatever your skill was. So like if you were a smith, you'll just spend all eternity, cranking out horseshoes or some shit. There's no redemption or anything. Yeah, he gives you the strength to strive and slay by ignoring you and telling you, don't count on me. I ain't helping. Figure it out. You know what I mean? So, which is kind of like that Futurama episode where, the being that may or may not have been God was like, you've done it right when nobody knows you've done anything at all. After Bender become God for a minute, and like,
yeah, I was God for a while. I saw that you were doing really well till everyone died.
Yeah, you're doing really well until everyone died. Yeah, and then they land and like Leela and Fry are like, who cares about the monks? I'm sure somebody will come and get them. And Bender's like, no, they won't. You can't rely on other people or God to take care of shit. You got to do it yourself. And he went up there to free the monks. And that's when the thing was like, you did it right when nobody knows you did anything at all. Yeah. Because remember, Conan is like, I've never prayed to you. I have no tongue for it. And it doesn't matter if I'm a good man or a bad man. All that matters is that few stood against many. Grant me strength. And if you don't listen, then to hell with you.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
That's a paraphrase, obviously. There was a lot more to it, but,
Such an awesome movie. Shadow needs to get off his high horse about that movie.
Yeah. And then, of course, the whole Crom laughs at your silly god from his mountain, blah, blah, blah. And
Crom laughs at your four winds.
Like, my God is the everlasting sky. Your God lives in And Conan just look at him like, like, that's where we learn about Crom, too. Because that's when Conan tells Subutai, I worship Crom, but I don't pray to him. And Subutai's like, well, because he doesn't do anything. And Subutai's then like, why worship him then? And Conan is like, because Crom is strong. Strong on his mountain, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, so chaotic good? No. Neutral, as I described neutral in Hyperborea, absolutely.
No, you could probably make an argument for chaotic neutral, but I wouldn't even go that far. I think I would call him true neutral if I was going to align him with that.
Again, that's why I say that.
Or even you could even make a lawful neutral argument, really.
In Hyperborea, there are none of the neutrals, like lawful or chaotic neutrals, don't exist. And neutral just means you're out for yourself before anything else. And Crom in Hyperborea is just neutral. It means indifferent, doesn't really give a shit about any cosmic bullshit. Just kind of doing his own thing, Might help you, might not. But the Chimerians in Hyperborea 3rd edition, they even say the ones that worship Krimmer, they rarely pray because he doesn't listen, really,
There was one of the pastiches. I think it might have been a decamp where Crom does intervene on Conan's behalf at one point, only because he didn't like the way he's like somebody poisoned him. He's like, no, that's not going to fly. He's too badass. So he reincarnates him.
Right.
Like, I'm not like this guy's too cool.
Poison. That's
like, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah. See, I could see that.
Something like that. If it's somebody he was really impressed by, you could maybe see him do that.
Because if Crom is sitting on his mountain looking down at the Cimmerians or Chimerians, and he's seeing Conan just rocking people's faces and shit all the day, then it would stand to reason that he's probably in the pro-Conan camp. And if for no other reason, just because he's a god of war and Conan's running around rocking people's faces all day. So he's like, this dude, he's one of the good ones, right? But otherwise, if you don't know the riddle of still, you get booted out of the afterlife and into like hell, which would probably be like the Finnish version of the afterlife, like we said. But no,
the ancient world afterlives were very rarely nice places. They generally didn't promise you paradise. It was kind of like, no, it's gonna suck. We don't really care.
It's so weird, right? Like, because if you look at the Greek afterlife, it's like you're going to go somewhere, forget everything you used to know, and just float around. It's going to suck. Don't even worry about it. There will be no heaven. There'll be no one with harps. It's just going to be like you sucking.
What about Valhalla?
See, that's for the Vikings. They did at least have a couple of options that were good because you had Valhalla and Valheim. And depending on which was your chief god and blah, 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 if you did all the things you're supposed to do, you could go to one or the other.
Yeah, and the thing is, you weren't even if you died properly, you weren't guaranteed to go to Valhalla because Odin and Hel had to split them.
Right.
So you might wind up in her place anyway, because they like had to
Which is
divvy up
hell.
the dead.
And
Yeah,
the
there
way
was-
they describe hell is it's like a really drafty barn where it's always raining on you and there's nothing to drink but goat piss. Now, if you worship Frey instead of Odin, because there was a split there, Frey was the god that was like love and sex and all that shit. You could end up in Valheim with Frey. But, you know, if you wanted to go to Valhalla, you had to worship Odin and Thor and that bunch. And there's even like new archaeological BS coming out saying that the original chief of the gods in Norse mythology was Tyr.
Yeah, it changed a couple times, and
And
in
it
a lot of
changed.
ways, Odin or Thor was the more important god because most people didn't really worship Odin because he was considered kind of like just trouble.
Yeah.
Thor
Well,
was the
what's
one who
funny
looked
is,
after. Thor was the one who had an interest in humans and looked after them.
and it's funny if you look at the difference the lens of culture makes, because if you read like Bullfinch's mythology on Norse gods, and then you look up mythology on Germanic gods, yeah, they share names and shit, but they are not the same. Like Odin is a sweetie pie compared to Wotan. Wotan is an evil bitch who demands human sacrifice and stuff like that. And
Yeah, you
him
had
and
to,
Loki travel around trying to trick people and then killing them.
yeah, you had to like hang people from trees and spear them.
Right.
That was
Meanwhile, up in Scandinavia, their version is like chill, you know, hanging out, doing his thing. But the German version is like F you. Life
yeah.
sucks and you just deal with it.
Some guy did a really awesome video. I can't remember who it was, but it was called I think it was The Philosophy of Odin, and he kind of like breaks down like the ethos of the Norse religion. It's pretty interesting because it's really just about like brutal pragmatism.
Well, it makes sense when you live in a place where you could be killed by enemies, you could just die from the climate. There's no guarantee of anything. So you're just gonna have to deal with it, you know? So now Odin was supposedly he had ripped his own eye out and did a bunch of shit so that he could get wisdom from this giantess. But the thing a lot of people don't know is, or maybe whatever, they do know, the giants were around before the gods. And they had their version basically of Kronos, and that's Ymir. And it was because of Odin and whatnot killed Ymir, and then they used his flesh and bones to make Midgard.
Man.
And they were always effing around with giants, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, pretty much all the European mythologies probably come out of some root mythology.
Yeah.
From very early on, which is why there's so many similarities and why they assumed like the Romans didn't think that there were like these were different gods. They were like, oh, well, who is this god?
Right.
It's one of ours. They just do it differently.
I
They
think
have a
they
different
thought
name for him.
Odin was Mercury.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
And, you know, if you were like a god of beauty and love, you were automatically going to be Venus. Just forget about it.
Another interesting thing, the Romans maintained a temple of the unknown gods which had actual priests and stuff. It was like they were there just to make, like, in case we don't know about any of them, just as
That
to
makes
appease
sense
them.
because even before Christianity kind of took over Rome, they had all kinds of these like little weird mystery cults that, your average Roman might not even know that these gods are being worshipped. But, like Mithras was a known god, and there were tons of different like mystery cults devoted to Mithras in
Yeah.
Rome, even all of them competing with each other, and then you had the Sibyl, which was apparently such an evil goddess that when the Roman authorities found out people were worshiping her, they rounded them all up and killed them and made it illegal.
I had a girlfriend named Sybil. Well, they
Yeah,
pronounced it Sybil, and the last name was Blood, which I thought was very apropos.
right.
She was well named there.
Well, I guess Sybil, we don't know much about it because Romans were really, really good at just wiping shit out.
Yeah. The
But
Romans were
legends
pretty.
say there could have been like, some sacrifice of humans and cannibalism and
Yeah. They were very down on that, but at the same time, like the arena was basically the same thing. They just kind of dressed it up.
right. Well, that's like that's what started the whole war with Carthage. Really, well, economics obviously, but
Yeah, but
when
the
Roman
Baal worship.
ambassadors
Yeah.
went to Carthage and saw them chucking their children into altars of Moloch, the Romans are like, "Yeah, these fuckers gotta die." You know what I mean? And it happened. Which that's a weird kind of stunt. You're in the middle of a war. It's not going great for you. What do? Throw all your children in a fire. It's like,
Yeah, Carthage had a lot of stupid ideas. For instance, like if a general ever lost, he had to be sacrificed. So, like, guaranteeing you had nobody who ever learned from their mistakes, and they're also incredibly timid. They didn't want to like commit to anything because, like, oh, if I lose, it's my ass. So I'm just gonna like
yeah,
avoid fighting. Because the things Hannibal could have won in Rome, but they wouldn't support him.
right. And it's even worse too when you consider the means of sacrifice. Crucifixion. Like you're the general of the army and you mess up and lose one battle, you get crucified, which is supposedly the worst way to die. Like everything is cake compared to that. You know what I mean?
It goes
Even
on
the
for
Ottomans,
days.
at the height of their assholery, if you were a general and you lost the battle or a war, they strangled you with a silk cord. Now that sounds like it sucks, but if you think about it, after about 30 seconds to a minute, you're out. So it's honestly a relatively painless way to go.
A lot of Asian cultures had a lot of weird executions, like for people of noble birth, because a nobleman couldn't perform an execution, but a commoner couldn't execute a nobleman.
Right.
So they had these like weird things, like if it was kids, like a lot of times if there were excess kids, they wouldn't want like, and it was often like in Korea, this was big. The father would like pick a couple to keep alive. It's like, these are the good ones. These are the ones I'm going to concentrate on. And I want to get rid of all the other sons so that there's not like trouble later.
Right.
They would put them in a smokehouse and like build a fire that would bellow smoke in there, and they'd die from that. Or like,
Asphyxiation.
yeah, or if like a nobleman had to be executed, they sewed him up like in a silk bag and just hung him from something until he died, because it was illegal to touch them. You couldn't physically harm them.
Well, you got that a little bit even in Europe because, like, a lot of times if nobles did shit that was a little bit out of pocket, instead of killing them, they would just brick them up in a room.
Oh yeah, the freaking oblique.
And just be like, yeah, we'll just brick him up in here. It'll take care of itself.
Yeah.
Problem solved. It'll handle itself. And that was kind of definitely a thing that, they did. It's pretty wild, but now in England, beheadings were for nobility only.
Oh yeah, if
If you were a peasant, you got hanged from the gibbet. But if you were nobility, then you got the beheading. I don't know why, but that's just what they did.
it was supposed to be quicker and cleaner.
Right. Because, and you had to have the masked guy to do it because it was considered to be like totally like against all the rules to like for a noble to shed the blood of a noble. So it was really wild like that, like, so you've got this guy and that's his whole deal is cutting the heads off of nobles, and he can't be a noble. Or, as happened multiple times, at least in British history, they'll just put you in a room in a tower and then forget about you for a while. And again, shit works itself out.
Yeah. Unless you got nabbed for treason, then it was party time.
Oh, that was what Colonel Blood or whatever. And he stole the crown jewels and they caught him. And he had cut the scepter into pieces. He had crushed the globe. Like he'd completely wrecked the crown jewels. And when they brought him in front of Charles II to get punished, the guy made some like smart ass comedic quip. And Charles II ended up giving him like his own like land in Ireland and like a member of the freaking nobility and like all kinds of shit like that.
Yeah. There was a guy, I think his name was Coswallen. He was one of the main leaders of, this is pre-Boudica, before the Iceni rebellion, but he was one of the main resistance fighters against the Romans when they first came.
Right.
And they brought him to, in a triumph down to Rome, and they were going to execute him, but they let him speak in front of the Senate, and he just like ripped them a new one. Like, you guys are fucking assholes. We're going to kick your ass. You think you're going to like dominate us forever? Fuck you. And they were so impressed that they not only did they spare him, but that they let his whole family move to Rome, and is like, you can never leave the city, but we're going to give you a nice stipend. You'll live like a rich man. You just can never leave the city. Because they were just impressed that he told them to fuck off.
They're like, the ball's on this guy.
I like him. Give him a nice house and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they're Italian, so they're
I like this. I like this guy. He talks. This fucking guy comes in here, talks to us like he owns the fucking place. I love this guy. I fucking love this guy. Okay, I got a place with some olives. You're gonna farm them for me from now on. Okay, that's what you do. And I come see you once in a while when my head too big. You put me in my place. Sounds good. I like this plan. Okay, great. Now, what are we gonna do about these fucking Gauls?
Unfortunately,
I always wanted to see a movie about like Rome where they had
Where they all
like
sound
Brooklyn
like that.
Italian accents.
Yeah.
They all
Not American
sound like
Italian
the
accents,
frickin',
like Italy Italian accents.
Yeah.
What's the matter, you?
Nah,
What's
I'm
LBC?
thinking a movie about a real historic event that happened in Rome, but everyone sounds like they're from fucking Jersey Shore or
Yeah, they're all from South Jersey. They're all like, hey, fuck. Hey, hey, tu brute. Hey,
hey,
Motherfucker.
hey, Vini Vidi Vici. I fucked them up. What do you want? Come on, Stugats.
you got
Scopacci as Julius Caesar.
This makes me think of that thing that they did with Romeo and Juliet, but the opposite, where instead of actually making them speak like modern people, they had modern people speaking like the old like Romeo and Juliet way.
Are you talking about the Leonardo DiCaprio movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's all right.
It's not bad. So what you're asking is you want basically someone to do Shakespeare but with modern stupid accents?
Yeah, they
he
wasn't
the first one.
You can go see that every summer at Shakespeare in the Park in the local city. I'm just
Yeah.
The first big one like
if you're
that
in New
was
York.
Orson Welles did a a version of Julius Caesar, but set in like Chicago in the 20s,
Yeah,
where it
everyone
was
saw
all
that
the
one.
original dialogue, but just dressed.
I think I saw one about Henry the Eighth, was it? And it was like World War One.
Yeah, they've done that too.
Or, yeah, I think yeah, because in the end you see like one of those the female version of the British tanks, you know, from World War One come ripping through shit, and it's like whatever, who cares? And then they did Hamlet, and it was like basically in the late kind of Renaissance period. It was
What the
good,
fuck
though.
is LBC?
Long Beach, California, man.
Oh, what's going on in Long Beach, California? There's so much drama there.
There's so much drama in LBC that it's hard being Snoop D-O-double-G.
I'm getting very confused.
The name means nothing.
My
other than
dyslexia is just like firing on all cylinders now.
Dog.
What's even going on?
You're white. But anyway,
Somehow, some way, I keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day.
yeah. Again, you're white. You're very, very, extremely holy fuck. You're so white. You're translucent.
Yeah, I don't care. I will rap anyway.
You could read through your hand.
I could literally put a flashlight to the back of your head, and your eyes would be like Cyclops. It would be crazy.
You know what? Why be a king when you could be a god?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck me
What
gently
makes
with a
my
rig.
love-
Eminem, rap god.
Shoots
Fucking
lasers
hate
from
Eminem.
the punch dimension.
You shut your filthy whore mouth. That's what you do.
I've
don't
been so
talk-
corrupted by
throw it out.
movies. If I see Roman speaking
that
with
out
anything
on
but
the
an
table.
English accent, it feels wrong.
You know, it's the same thing. Like if I see like Nazis or Soviets who start in their native language and then slowly, as the scene shifts, suddenly became British people, that makes sense to me, and that's exactly what I imagine World War II and the Cold War was like.
It's like the British are just always the bad guys.
Yeah. It's literally like, Bolshevik, get a squad, and we'll get over there and take care of that problem immediately, comrade.
Are we the baddies?
No,
Baddies?
that's
Not the
freaking
baddies.
Red October.
Red October is the one where they did that, yeah.
Yeah.
Let them sing, because I'm from Stalingrad. What?
It's like
Tomorrow we sail into history. Okay, you're also Spanish in another movie and still sounded like that.
Well, I mean, he was a great actor. Just don't expect him to.
Wasn't a guy who did accents. He didn't do any accents.
Not doing accents.
That's kind of like what's his name, John. He truly was the son of the king of man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Him playing
John
Genghis
Wayne.
Khan was so fucking funny.
Oh
in
my
Conqueror.
God.
That guy was the best. John, I want a pastrami sandwich over here. Yeah, he was like,
My name is Temujin.
oh
you
yeah.
remember it,
You know
Pilgrim.
John Wayne did not want to
My
do that.
name is Temujin. I am the conqueror.
Yeah, John
So when
Wayne
we
did
were
not do
working
that
with
movie. It was kind of like he was forced to by contractual obligations.
So we were working on a movie one time with, of all people, Bruce Boxleitner, and he was hanging out with the stunt guys, and he was talking about old Hollywood. And he just loved talking about old Hollywood, and he just gets onto the whole what he calls the can of beans punch. And then finally, one guy's just like, "Dude, what the fuck do you mean can of beans punch?" It's like all those old John Wayne movies, because the stunt guys didn't know how to fight, they didn't know how to react. So I'd be like, "I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna hit you. I'm just gonna reach back here for the can of beans," you know. And it was just like, yeah. And I thought about like, yeah, all those old movies, they telegraph the fucking punch for like an hour. You know what I mean? Just because the stunt guy needs time to get ready to react. You know.
Oh yeah, you used to see that like.
You know.
I mean, there's been movies where they actually hit each other.
Yeah, I know. I've been there.
Just be like,
Back in
swack.
in Back to the Future, Part 3, Michael J. Fox actually did get hung.
Shame it didn't hold.
Oh, jeez.
That's a little
This
mean.
guy.
I
Not
used to
Michael J.
love
Fox
I used to
fan.
love Michael J. Fox. Used to love the guy, but then, like a lot of comedians from Canada with opinions, it wore out.
There.
And then he got
That's what-
Parkinson's, and I was like, "F that weak bitch."
No,
Man.
What are you
I felt
channeling
bad
Max
for him.
Beauvais?
Yeah, that's a bovinism.
It's like
Unless he's a junkie, then we have to be nice to him.
What the fuck was that all about?
It was
eh?
really weird to me. I was waiting for him to come out with the punchline.
Holy fuck, that was a weird show.
he's all like, "I hate Michael J. Fox. He makes all of Canada look weak."
I tell you one thing, I'm never doing another show with him and Nerds Nerd On again. Because they always go till 3 in the fucking morning, and I can't I don't sleep like that anymore. I can't do that anymore.
Well, I mean, if Nerds Nerd ever finds her way up to Quebec or whatever, he can go ahead and fuck her and they can get it out of their system.
Never gonna happen. It's
keep saying
never
that.
gonna happen.
You keep saying it.
Never gonna happen.
You keep saying it.
I'm telling you.
You can tell me too, but I know lesbians. Let me tell you.
Stop again. Stop. You know nothing.
You
know nothing, Jon Snow.
I know lesbians like the back of my hand.
I'm sure you know lots of women like the back of your hand.
Well,
I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna hit you.
And I can prove it. See? There's a scar just over the thumb.
Oh, shut up.
I got
Jesus.
scars on my knuckles where that guy's tooth went in and almost killed me.
And what does that have to do with lesbians?
It was a lesbian who did it.
No, but I used to hang out with a lot of alternative lifestyle people, and I kid you not, every single lesbian I ever knew at some point or another fucked a dude. Even if it was once or twice a year, they all did it. Every one of them. So maybe they do it to remind themselves why they don't want to do it. I don't know. And Max would be the exact kind of dude that a lesbian would want to have sex with.
No, she's more into femboys.
Yeah, she
Good.
says that to you.
I have no interest, thank you.
Like she's smelling that Max bovine testosterone through the skin.
Whatever. Hey, I'm showing you something cool that we can change the fucking topic.
Oh, very nice.
Cool. That is cool.
It's called the Gloom Drake. And hang on, I got something even more disturbing to show you.
So I'm going to call you from now on the Gloom Drake.
Why don't you suck my asshole? How about that?
Gay.
Gay. So gay. Here you go. Here's another one for you.
I mean,
Try this gayness on.
Oh, that's cool too.
That's a ghoul horde.
Yeah, that's cool. I wouldn't want to encounter that anywhere.
No,
at any time.
You really wouldn't. You really fucking wouldn't. Every time someone looks at Final Age and they go, "Man, it's kind of deadly," I'm like, "Yes."
But it don't have to be. You just have to be smart.
Like I've said many times, the first time a group plays Final Age, hey, a monster, let's fight it. Total party kill. Second time the group sees a monster, hey, let's use tactics. Half the party gets wiped out. Third time that same group with all their new characters sees the monster, let's go the other way. let's just walk the fuck away from that thing.
See, that's right. Yeah, DM Cody thinks it's cool. Just passerbying. Hey, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go, though. I'll see you.
Bye, Timmy.
Later, left.
It makes you feel old. Yeah. Office Space is such a great movie, though.
Yeah, that's Judd.
Judd Nelson? No.
The guy who did.
Idiot that created Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, and,
Judd,
King of the
Mike
Hill.
Judge. Mike Judge. Jesus Christ.
And King of the Hill.
Yes.
A gaggle
and
of cool.
and Idiocracy. And what else
Beavis
has
and
Mike
Butthead.
Judge done? And Beavis and Butthead, exactly. Yeah.
I've heard the new King of the Hills are actually pretty decent.
Huh. See, that's what they should be called from now on, GM Cody. If a group of cats is a clouder and a murder of crows and a congress of baboons, well, then ghouls should be gaggles.
No, they should not. Ghouls should be a grr of ghouls.
It's like
This is all you can say when you see them. Fuck. And oh fuck of ghouls.
No, I like gaggle.
Well, that's
Gaggle
nice,
makes them sound not quite as bad, which actually could be deadly because
And you want to see
somebody's
a
going to be
ghoul
like, I'm not really afraid of a gaggle of ghouls. And then they get ripped to little bits because.
That's a ghoul lord.
Ugh, God. Yeah, it looks like a Draugr. Same thing, really.
I don't know what a Draugr is, but I'll take your word for it.
It's
a Nordic. It's kind of like a zombie, but they're intelligent. They're
Okay,
like
I got one last one to show you.
All right, let's see.
And then I'll stop. I've just been working on it for 2 days.
So a banquet of ghouls, that would be good too.
How about a flesh crafter?
What, like a plastic surgeon?
Ew.
A very bad plastic surgeon.
That is like somebody wanted to make a flesh golem and just got way overboard with it.
That's really sick. That's very Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Was he just like add shit to himself from people he kills, or
find out when you play the game?
I don't want to meet him. He looks like a jerk.
Yeah, one of the very few monsters that didn't suck, even though it was totally a ripoff from Games Workshop in Eberron, was the Corpse Gatherer. And it was like basically an extra large robot, whatever they're called, the robots. Except it wandered around and everything it killed, because it attacked everything on sight, it would stick to its spiky body. So you would see like this giant Warforged thing just rolling around with like corpses stuck to all the spikes that it had on it.
Oh, that's kind of like the Shrike from Hyperion, I think, did that.
Well, yeah, except the Shrike sticks you on a tree.
Oh, okay.
Where you don't die, but you just eternally suffer. Yeah,
to answer your question, Doc. To answer your question, flesh crafters are deranged necromancers obsessed with reshaping life, death, and identity through surgical corruption. Their corpulent bodies are stitched together from multiple donors, adorned with dangling grafts, clamps, and surgical tools. They avoid direct combat whenever possible, relying on constructed servants and prepared escape routes. When cornered, they fight defensively, preserving their own lives above all else. A flesh crafter encounter is never clean. It is clinical, grotesque, and deeply personal. And this won't mean anything to you, but they have a fear factor of 15 and a taint level of 16. You will not walk away from a meeting with a fucking flesh crafter unscathed.
Trans ghouls.
Not quite, but thank you for trying to go there.
I did go there.
You did. And you know what? Can't deny you went there.
That's true. But
and I made Death Knight as a legendary creature. Oh my fuck. They're so dangerous. They're so dangerous. Oh my god. Like, it's insane how fucking dangerous a Death Knight is. A Death Knight has 255 hit points, an armor class of 20, legendary actions, multi-attack.
I'm not worried about your Death Knight. I'll stick a freaking clouder of cats against it.
A Death Knight empowers a weapon strike called a Grave Smite with catastrophic necrotic force. On a hit, the target takes an additional 6d8 necrotic damage. Note the word additional at the start of that.
Yeah.
And must succeed on a DC 18 Constitution saving throw or gain 1 level of immediate exhaustion.
Because the one thing everyone knows about undead and necromancers is, for some reason, they all have a deep, abiding terror of cats.
Yeah, not in my world.
There's something I always wanted to do in a game. I never got around to doing it. Is to make a whole range of monsters, just to have every single one of them be unique. They weren't like types. You would never meet more than one of each. It was just like a singular monster. I've always wanted to try it, kind of like the way Greek mythology works.
That's how I ran my Chimera in my game. There was only one.
That's how I run dragons.
Yeah. How you doing?
There is one gigantic fuck off dragon in the world. You know, you want to fight it, your fucking funeral.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
no.
I did that concept before in a D&D campaign many years ago. Like I read it somewhere in it was either on a blog or something. Like somebody was describing, this was a long time ago, that they were describing, not to describe the monsters and just not tell the players what the monsters are and just make up your own descriptions of the monsters so it makes them more mysterious. But I was just using monsters from the monster manual, but just changing the descriptions and all that. So it made them seem a lot scarier. They didn't know they were just fighting a goblin. It was some, spooky little creature that I described with whatever, but it was actually kind of a fun experiment. I don't know if I did it for a little bit just to play around with it. It was kind of fun, like to play around with, but I don't know if I do it again. Every once in a while I do that. I just come up with some weird thing and I'll just use like the stats from the monster manual for some other monster.
Yeah.
But it is an effective technique. It's interesting for sure.
In my Kaliningrad campaign, dragons, especially the first dragons, were actually the demonic spirits of the void. Yeah. And when the Allfather created all the earth, these demonic spirits took the form of dragons.
Hmm.
And then, of course, they hid, and then they had, offspring. But like one of the true ancient dragons, if it were to ever stir, it'd be like in the Silmarillion where that one dragon fell and it crushed a mountainside.
Yeah.
Or
Asgoth or something his name was. I can't remember.
I forget the name, but when it finally got killed, it landed on a mountain range and it just. So that's what I'm talking about. And then I didn't, in my homebrew campaign, I never worried about the color of a dragon because all dragons are evil.
Yeah, I hate the color-coded dragon thing.
Color,
that just seems
I don't
really
even know.
silly to me.
All dragons breathe fire, hence the term dragon fire, and their colors are irrelevant. Ooh, look, that dragon's blue. Still breathes fire, bitch.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of what I did. And Caligon the Black. Yep. Okay. Look at Dan, man. He's been coming in clutch with knowing stuff. But
yeah, that's a problem in D&D. The dragons are kind of like upper mid-level creatures.
Well, depending on their age, yeah.
Do what now? What fucking dragons have you been fighting? Like, because in old school D&D, a dragon of any sort is pretty damn scary.
Well, I remember in 1E, once we started hitting like 10th level or something, so we were taking on dragons.
Yeah, but 10th level in first edition's like pretty high level. That takes a while to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 10th level is like high level. It takes a long time unless you're just like literally feeding out experience points. But in like first and second edition, man, it took a long time to get there. Like I remember I probably only had like one or two characters in that time, like when we were playing like second edition and that kind of stuff, or any of my time I've played like old editions that have gotten anywhere near 10th level. It's pretty hard to get there. If the game master is being going pretty much by the book with experience and all that.
Right.
Well,
the thing is this, it's really swingy in AD&D because if you encounter an adult red dragon, you're effed. But if you encounter a young white dragon, then that thing's got 18 hit points.
Oh yeah. If you encounter just a young dragon, you encounter those. That's kind of like a staple in the old days, anyways, of adventures. You encounter like a young dragon or something because it was cool to throw a dragon in there, like in early levels. But it was like a young dragon, and a party, a low level party can take it. But like an ancient dragon or an old dragon, no matter the color or whatever, is scary shit, dude. Now I agree with Doc though. Like if you're like 10th level, by that time you've played so much that not only are you 10th level, you've also acquired like a shitload of magic items and stuff as well. So
you might even have an orb of dragon control or
so you're pretty
powerful flying or some shit.
But dragons are scary in old school D&D.
Yeah. Ancient.
And you know what? Dragon. All those lovely magic items you have will be excellent addition to that ancient dragon's horde.
They will indeed. They will indeed.
Probably, if it's an ancient
Yeah.
dragon, you're probably in trouble.
Yeah.
That's the
dragon
kind of shit you need to be a demigod to fight against.
At which point are you playing D&D anymore?
Well, you're playing Beckme, and you're using the Immortal set. So
Again, is it really though D&D at that point, or is it just some other weird shit you're doing?
just remember the artwork of Dragonlance, and they've got the dragon hanging from the tree, and they're all proud of themselves.
And you're like, that's a
Dragon
level
like
5 party.
tall.
Yeah, and that's a level 5 party that took that thing out. You know, like, God damn.
The dragon's literally like smaller than my grandma's iguana was. It's like, really, guys? Okay, all right, whatever.
Yeah, did you guys ever read the Immortals book? That was so like weird, and just it wasn't even the same game. It made no sense.
Well,
That-
you
that
had
is
to
a
get
great piece,
level
by the way. I love that
36,
piece.
and then exactly. And you had to do all these quests, and you had to pick like the thing,
And that's why they left it out of
like
the rule
entropy or
cyclopedia,
whatever.
because it was just too much it was too different.
Yeah. I mean, you were literally becoming a god.
I mean, I guess they were kind of up against a wall in a way because like the system just didn't handle it at all.
I kind of like BX better than Beckme. And the reason I like BX better is because it just kind of caps out at like 14th level, you know, and it feels more grounded than Beckme did. And I don't like all the extra stuff in Beckme. You might as well just play AD&D. But I love the core concept of Beckme and BX. I'd rather just play the BX.
Yeah, you want to let Doc back in?
Yeah. When he shows back up.
Oh, he's not back. Usually he's back like that.
That's one thing I didn't like, and I know Bear disagrees because Bear likes to fool around with BX a lot. But like my favorite thing about BX is the fact that it's like basic and stripped down, and that's what I love about it.
My
And that's
favorite thing
one
about
thing
BX is how easy it is to modify.
Yeah, it's real easy to modify too. When I was, I mean that's a real great thing about it. But I like that just basic, you know, fighter, dwarf, elf, thief. Like I like that stripped down version of D&D.
I was all about AD&D when we were playing it, like when I was younger. But like looking back now, it's like I think Basic was the better game.
I honestly fell into BX really early because when I got into D&D, I was a poor kid, and I used to go to the game store and hunt through the bargain bins, and I found BX in the bargain bin for like a couple bucks. You know, it was way outdated this is in the 90s when I'm hunting through the bargain bin, and it was way outdated by that time. But like I discovered it, and I was like, this is really rad. It was like a stripped back version of. I had been playing AD&D second edition with my friends, but like I couldn't afford the hardback player's handbook and all that crap. I was a kid, and you know, doing whatever my dad made me do. Maybe he gave me $5 a week. You know, I didn't get really an allowance. It was like, yeah, you're going to work your ass off, and maybe I'll give you some money. You can go to the bookstore and get something. You know, but I remember getting BX, like the basic and expert rule books, out of like the bargain bin, and I fell in love with it even then, and tried to get people to play it. And I think that was actually one of the first versions of D&D I actually ran. Not the first version I played, probably the first version I ran. And it's still one of my favorites. I think it's a really good version. But that's one thing I don't like about like old school essentials and stuff is like I don't mind that they made like the advanced tome and stuff, but like every time I've tried to run it now, everybody wants all that extra stuff. You know, they want to be paladins and rangers, and it's like, well, why are we even playing BX? Why don't we just play AD&D then? You know, that it kind of defeats.
Well, I can answer that for you as somebody who has years of experience running OSC Advanced. It's because they want to play with BX rules.
Okay,
and
that's
still
fair.
be a paladin.
Yeah, that's fair actually.
And then if you're like me, you use the Carrion Crawler for number 1 rules for thieves.
Yeah,
where you get rid of all that percentile shit, and all their skills are on dice 6s.
Yeah, that's actually fair. I can appreciate that because BX as a rule set is way less cumbersome. Even though, like, if I'm running AD&D, I just ignore half of it anyways. Yeah, you know, like I think we all did.
It was unmanageable if you tried to run use everything. And I think even like the people who played with Gygax said he didn't use half the
Yeah,
stuff.
he didn't
in there.
use
It was-
half of it either. So it's just like everybody
mean,
everybody
you
just
get
kind
to
of
the
used their
point to where you're not going to use weapon skill. You're not going to use weapon versus armor mods.
yeah.
And heaven forbid you try to use hand-to-hand combat rules, because that's
Oh, they
crazy.
were silly.
Yeah.
And then the initiative system was like, what? But then in BX, the initiative system's awesome. It's like roll dice 6. Whoever rolls dice goes. Boom. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just so easy. You don't have to worry about all this weird shit. They even made that spinny wheel computer, which I have a couple of made.
Yeah, I have.
But
one
even that doesn't make the game much faster.
Yeah.
It's still just like, oh my God, you've got a mace, he's got scale mail. Let's spin this shit around. Yeah, it's like,
But then you move for 3 segments, I move for 4, but I'm a ranger, so I got you only surprised me on
right. You only surprised me on like a 1 in 6 instead of a, and all of that was just like, well, like I said, Cody, that's why people play OS.
No, yeah, that's actually fair. That's a fair answer. I didn't really consider that, and but I don't think I ever consider that, just because when I am running AD&D, I kind of have established house rules that I've used forever, and I have always ignored a lot of the stuff.
Well, that puts you in great company, because I mean,
I think we all have, right?
Yeah.
Everyone I believe has, and I know that Gygax himself did.
Oh, I know he did. Yeah.
I mean, if you talk to the people who played with him, that dude ignored half the rules he wrote. Like,
well, I remember
all
I
the
used
time,
to
you know?
I used to email him. I found his email address way back in the day, right? When I first
Right.
got into D&D, and I discovered this guy, Gary Gygax. I'm like, oh, this is the guy that created D&D. So he's got all the answers. I'm a kid. And this is when email was first a thing. And you could actually find like people's email all over the place, which
Right.
it wasn't a secret with his. A lot of people emailed Gary. But I emailed him with some like rules questions. And he's like, yeah, you're probably doing it right. He's like, I don't really remember, basically like, he's like, just do what you want to do. He's like, it doesn't matter. Like, he's like, that's the whole point of it. You're the game master. You're the final arbitrator of the rules. And that, hearing that from him, though, that really drove it home that, yeah, he's right. Like, rules, who gives a shit what the rules are? If I say this is the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be, because I'm the game master. As long as we're playing to the spirit of the game, I think you're good, right?
There's only one caveat to that I've found out over time, Cody, is if you decide to use a house rule and you tell the players, look, this is the house rule, you have to write that shit down and make sure you do it that way from then on.
Well, yeah, you have to be
randomly
consistent.
doing shit, boy, they get mad.
They do. Yeah, for sure. You have to be consistent with your house rules, and I always have been. Like when we play D&D, like the people at which, I haven't played in a while, but I've played with a lot of the same people forever, so they kind of know. It's like an unspoken thing. It's like when you play Monopoly with your family. It was like you had all these unspoken house rules that have been going on for 20 or 30 years. So I think it's just kind of the same way when we play D&D now. Like my group knows what the house rules are. Even though I still lay them out ahead of time. Like I have a document. It's like, here's the house rules for this game. This is what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. But everybody knows what the house rules are, because that's what we've been playing forever.
Did you say playing Monopoly with your family?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That'd be a good way to get thrown out of the house.
Oh no, man.
Nobody in my family did not play Monopoly.
Oh, dude, we play. That's a tradition that I started a long time ago. Like every family get together, we play games.
Oh my God.
I mean, we'll play everything. We play everything from Talisman to Settlers of Catan. Last time we played Monopoly, because my niece is really into Monopoly right now. She discovered my copy of Star Wars Monopoly, and she got her own copy for Christmas, so we all played it at Christmas. So yeah, no, my family's always been in games.
No, there's a part of me that still wants to publish my BX rules. Doc's read them, my BX revised.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that his family's so cool they can play Monopoly without wanting to kill each other.
Yeah, Monopoly and Risk destroy families.
There's one caveat to that, and that is my dad is not allowed to play games.
Right.
My dad is bloodthirsty as shit. And actually, that was good for me growing up, because I grew up playing games with him. And even as a kid, he showed no mercy any game we played. Like he taught me to play chess. He taught me to play all the, we played all these old Avalon Hill games, which I still have back there, like Gettysburg and stuff. He was freaking brutal. He did show no mercy, It was like Cleon training when I was a kid. But I think that helped me as a kid because he was also helpful. He's like, nah, that's a bad move. Here's why. But I'm gonna fuck you up now. 1, 2, 3, game over.
My wife wrecked me freaking hardcore today. We were playing Splendor.
Yeah.
Because that's such a great little, non-stressful game. And the whole game I thought I'd won until we counted everything up. And I was like, damn, how did I lose? And I know how, because I didn't have enough greens. But anyway, yeah, Splendor's a great game. I love that.
I've never played it. I've seen it. But I've never played it.
Yeah, it's something that appeals to my people in that you start out as like a broke gem merchant.
Yeah.
And if you play your cards right, you can like buy gem mines and then finally open up jewelry making places and then finally like attract nobles throughout Europe to your place to buy your jewelry.
That sounds fun.
Avi,
come on.
That actually sounds like a fun game.
It is considered, according to the people who rate games, to be like.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm going to say this because you guys are just making me angry now. For once, I was willing to talk D&D with you fuckers, and the minute I tried to talk D&D, you moved on to fucking board games. No. I now think you do this shit on purpose as a people.
When were you trying to talk
like
D&D?
He was talking D&D.
Are like feet.
You're talking about your setting.
No, I give up.
I like your setting.
Talk about
hey, you want to talk D&D? Let's talk D&D.
No. 9.
All right.
9.
That's funny.
Like the minute I'd be like, hey, what my favorite battle mech is? I was playing Settlers of Catan the other day. No one wanted my wood. And I'd be like, fuck me.
No, if you said, you know what my favorite mech is, I would stop everything and be like,
I would too, actually.
Who is this person?
It's a tie between Crusader and Archer.
Archer's
Crusader
great
and
mech.
Archer.
Archer's
I
good.
love both of them.
Classic.
I didn't say you had to fucking agree with me. I'm just telling you which ones I like.
No, I'm just considering. And I'm saying, yeah, classics, a couple of classics.
I don't know any of the expanded material. I just know the original box set mechs. That's all I know.
That's all I consider exists. So we're good. Because if it's past 3025, I don't give a fuck. But no, I'm saying classic mechs. Not the most efficient if you wanted to be a power gamer, but good mechs, good choices.
Well, thank God I'm not a power gamer, right?
Yeah, because if you were a power gamer, instead of that 65 tonner that you pick, Crusader, you'd pick a Grasshopper every time. Because Grasshopper would just run that Crusader down and just eat it alive. And then Archer at 70 tons, actually, that's a good one. There's not much at 70 tons. I mean, you can get a Warhammer, but honestly, I'm not sure which would be better.
I mean,
my buddy was into Warhammers, and I hated him for it.
Freaking whammers, man. Somebody throws a Warhammer on the table with me, and I got a Grasshopper on the table. He's done. I'll just use terrain, get close, and it's like I got 8 medium lasers. Zip, 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 zip.
Are
we going to call Bear the Bear Jew?
That freaking Hunchback variant with like 20 lasers on it or whatever.
Oh, yeah. The problem with the Hunchback, though, which is also not a problem if you're being psychological, is if you put a Hunchback on the table, your opponent's looking at it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Because
especially that one variant that has like all the lasers on it. It's just
it's not a great mech, but it's a mech that if it gets within 9 hexes of something, might just delete it. or probably will miss, and who cares?
Yeah, it can be good. It's very
It
situational.
could be good if you're lucky and
Yeah.
you roll and you hit and you double up on locations. It could be good, or yeah, it's garbage. And the second somebody penetrates, that thing, it's pretty much done. But if you're playing a big game like you're playing Alpha Strike, put a couple of hunchmen on the table just to make your opponent's sphincter clench a little bit. Oh, there goes. While you're doing what you need to do with everything else, I mean, still be aggressive, but realize they're probably going to die. Because I know the people I used to game with, man, as soon as the hunchback hit the table, it was like, focus fire that bitch right off the table.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just how it was. Now, my favorite mech, which is not the best mech at all, is the Griffin.
I remember that one.
The Griffin's a good mech.
Because I like the way it looks.
Yeah, I just like the way it looks. I agree with you. It's one of my favorites. I basically like all the mechs that are ripoff of anime mecha. They're my favorites. Yeah. The Battle Master, the Shadowhawk, Catapult's not really, but it's awesome. Marauder's not that great of a mech, but it just looks cool because it came from Robotech.
Oh, the original Marauder is trash.
It's trash. I love the way that thing looks.
The Merrick ones with the lasers are pretty nice.
That's the one you want. The House Merrick variant that drops those PPCs for lasers and more armor and heat sinks. That guy can actually fight.
Yeah, I don't even care, though. I just love the way that Marauder looks. I always had a Marauder just because I love painting them. I love the way that design looks.
Oh, It's a beautiful design.
It's a sick-looking mech.
Unfortunately, at 75 tons, I'm taking the Orion every time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I like the Thunderbolt.
There's way better mechs.
That's 65, and that's probably the most effective 65-ton mech in 3025. The T-Bolt. And every variant is good, whether it's a 5S or a 1S, or it doesn't matter. Thunderbolts.
I love that offset cockpit, too.
For a 65-ton mech, those fuckers just never want to die. They just live through everything. But the Orion I like because that Joker is a threat at every range all the time. And it's got a shit ton of armor. So, And yes,
I was being facetious. I didn't really want to talk about BattleTech. That's my bad.
You don't want to talk about you could talk about Legion Imperialis. I could show off my Typhon siege.
What you gotta do?
Tank. I got to get them all out. But it was 49 degrees this morning, so no spray painting for me. But eventually I got to get them out and spray paint them all blood red so that I can actually do shadows and details. And plus, not that Bear will be super impressed, but maybe he will. I picked up these Gundam pins. They're paint pins.
I love paint pins.
And they're really fine so that once you do a mech or a vehicle, if you want to go and paint all of the grooves in, so that it has more contrast between armor plates and stuff, that these things are great for that. I mean, you can do it with Archivist pin too, though, if you want.
Why do they call it a Gundam pen?
Power gaming a war game? Hell yeah. I power game the shit out of a Gundam.
Make sure my mic.
I don't know why they call it a Gundam, but I was answering about when I play BattleTech, it's all math. I'm picking the most effective shit ever, and I'm coming after.
Fucking Restream does this thing where it'll fucking drop my mic on me. I guess it's auto gain control.
Why do they call it
that off?
They call them Gundam pins because they were designed for the Gundam models, the Gunpla. The Gunpla models.
Gunpla! It sounds like Klingons.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that. Gesundheit. I always just wanted somebody to say Gesundheit to it.
No, they were. I think they were specifically made for like Gundam models, like the Gundam model kits, and that's
we used to have this great game store nearby where you could go and buy like the big model kits by Tamiya of like all of the Dugram models.
Yeah.
And when you put them together, they're like a foot tall, these things, right?
Yeah.
And I must have bought a bunch of them, and then I must have threw them all away because I'm an idiot. Because because I wish I had them now, because I bought they called it the Gorilla or the Orion,
Yeah.
but it was actually a Shadowhawk or a Griffin.
Yeah,
when
'cause
I
that's
was
where
when
they
I
stole
was first in Vancouver in the 90s, my buddy took me to this Japanese grocery store because he wanted to get Wagyu beef. And while he's doing all that, I could give a fuck. I'm wandering around and I find they have a toy section, and it's just an entire wall of these like plastic blister pack mechs, all about yay tall, like maybe 2-3.5 inch size. Everything's in Japanese, so I have no fucking idea what they are. They don't look like any anime I've ever seen. I'm like, what the fuck? They were like $5 a piece. So I bought like a 10. It was like, fucking, I'm buying these. These are awesome. I'm gonna fucking spend some money today. And I found out from a friend of mine who lived in Japan. He goes, yeah, those are like fucking dollar store mechs. They're just like knockoff cheap fucking mechs. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, he goes, they're like $2 in Japan. Like, you get them in vending machines. It's just like, this motherfucker's home for $5 in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Wow.
That's funny.
I got you some amazing Dollar General noodles, only $10 a pack. Ooh, very good, American, yeah. Like that's the same mentality, right?
But to be fair, in the 90s, it was a little harder to come across that stuff, unless you were living like
very hard.
Yeah, it was really hard to come across that kind of stuff. So,
and I was on the West Coast, and it was still hard.
It's still hard. Yeah.
See, I was lucky because in the late, I don't know, it was the 80s. If I did everything I was supposed to do, my pops would take me to the local comic shop and buy me one BattleTech figure.
Yeah.
When they used to come in the little clamshell kind of paper with the little Raupartha thing. And we did that for like 2 years. So I ended up with literally, I think at last count, I have 700 plus mechs.
Oh, wow.
I sold all of them. I had about 400 or 500. I sold them all about a year ago.
I need to sell all of my lead ones because apparently people will buy them and I don't want them.
The problem is I couldn't find anybody to play with anymore. I had one guy that played with me, and he's pissed with me for some reason. So I don't play with him, and everybody else that plays BattleTech around here just plays Alpha Strike, and I can't stand Alpha Strike. So I needed money, so I just sold everything I had for really cheap, but it didn't matter. I'd rather give it to. I don't mind giving people a good deal if I know they're gamers and they're going to use it and have fun with it, And if I need some cash, I don't mind giving somebody a good deal. You know what I mean? So
same here, buddy. Same here.
But yeah, I've just given up playing BattleTech because nobody around here plays real BattleTech, and that's really all I'm interested in playing.
Yeah, I was trying to find people to play when I was down by my brother's because there's St. Augustine has a league, but it's all Alpha Strike.
Yeah, that doesn't interest me. I played Alpha Strike when it first came out, and I've got all the books and stuff. I tried it several times. I fucking hated it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine if you want to do like battles.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's designed to do, and that's what it's more effective doing. But like, it takes it sucked out all the flavor of BattleTech for me. Yeah. Like I don't mind. I don't mind BattleTech being a little crunchy and complicated because that's the flavor of the game. I want to keep track of heat, and I like all the different weapons and all the different mech variant. Like all that stuff is all like the record sheets. All that stuff is BattleTech to me. Like that's part and parcel.
Oh, here's a great mech.
It kills the gearhead aspect of the game, which is so much fun.
Don't get me wrong, the game could be better.
Yeah. Well, it's never been updated in any way. They've just
added, and that's commendable in one aspect. It's kind of like Palladium. I feel the same way about Palladium. It's like hats off, like that's really commendable that it's still the same freaking game 40 years later. But at the same time, it really could use.
It wasn't a great game.
It's like it really could use a Band-Aid, guys. I'm just saying. It's like 40 years later.
As long as you watch your heat, these are great mechs. Stalkers.
Oh, Stalker, yeah.
Yeah, that thing is so good. And of course, my Alpha Strike cards because I have all of them.
Yeah.
I like Alpha Strike. If you're going to play company on company, it's the way to go. But like when me and my brother get together and play like Lance on Lance, definitely we're playing classic BattleTech.
Yeah, if you're playing, if you're going to do a lance on lance, classic BattleTech's the way to go. Anything bigger than that, it's really unwieldy and really not fun, in my opinion.
To be fair, Alpha Strike is just kind of like somebody who played 40K or something.
That's exactly what it is.
Was like, how can we do this but with mechs? And they come out with these cards. Now, one thing in our local league down here they do is whatever the damage is at short, medium, or long, you don't roll once and do that amount of damage. That's how many times you get to attack.
Yeah.
And each time you hit does a point of damage.
Right.
And that changes the whole feel of the game.
Yeah.
You know, instead of at short range, you're freaking stalker. Oh, I hit you, take 6 damage. Like, what? I mean, if you're a medium or lighter mech, you're dead. You just disintegrate.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh man, I think, guys, I'm gonna have to take off. And I don't know. You guys can all go over to Bear's channel and talk about D&D. I'm happy because I got some BattleTech talk in. Oh yeah, I love BattleTech. And here's one of my favorite mechs for Alpha Strike too, baby. The AC-10 trash can. Hell yeah. 11 points each. I can get a whole lance of these for 44
Why do I hang out here?
I do love that the urban mech has just become like a meme now.
It is just a meme. I saw somebody paint their urban.
It's like I have a head wound that never healed or something. Oh, God.
Like, they even
have.
have
I'm like, what the fuck? Why don't I just go over there and just fucking get fucking treated like this? Because there's something wrong with me.
It's because you made fun of me for being white earlier.
Whatever, Whitey. Eat a bag of dicks, Whitey.